Chapter 559. I won't make it in time. She was implying that she was not going to wash her face. So what if you can't make it in time? It's not like she's someone important. Your important person is standing right in front of you, Xinyan said firmly. Lu Shuang did not move. She did not want to remove her makeup. Women were most afraid of removing makeup. You're not going to wash it, right? Auntie and I, help her wash her face, Xinyan ordered. Seeing that Auntie and I was walking towards her, Lu Shuang said helplessly, I'll wash it, I'm done, right? She went back into the washroom, applied some makeup remover and washed her face. The more she thought about it, the angrier she got. How could Xinyan do this? She had always wanted to look good. Which girl didn't want to look good, especially as she grew older? She could just bring her makeup and put it on when she went out. Smart. She continued to wash her face with water. Feeling someone behind her, she wiped her face with a towel and looked at Xinyan behind her. Are you done? Clothes. Wear the down jacket from last night. It's cold outside, Xinyan said domineeringly. Lu Shuang resisted the urge to roll her eyes, picked up the down jacket, and put it on. Xinyan's gaze was fixed on her, judging her. Looks like you didn't lock you up for long enough yesterday? Who doesn't dress up when they see their friends? You forced me to go out with no makeup on. I've already removed my makeup. What else do you want? Xinyan looked at her for a while, glanced at the door and said, Go out. She walked past him. Xinyan's car was already outside the door. He ordered his men to send her away. She was wearing high heels and was unhappy. She walked all the way to the door and got into his car. He sighed helplessly as he watched her go out. Why was he so worried? It was as if she would fly away at any moment. Nangongyu stood at the window on the third floor and watched for a while before reporting to Hua Zixing. Women are most afraid of removing makeup. The president is really ruthless. He made her remove her makeup and go out. This woman is only a so-so. Hua Zixing arranged the flowers calmly. She was released by Xinyan last night. Do you think that's all? She only woke up after 11 in the morning. The President Palace's soundproofing is not bad, but when they put away their clothes in the morning, they were all wet, very wet. This vixen is quite skilled in seducing men. Nangongyu said angrily. Hua Zixing had already calmed down. Xinyan asked her to remove her makeup because she wanted to meet a friend. Nangongyu understood what he meant and asked in shock. Are you saying that the president is jealous? They look alike, don't they? Hua Zixing smiled at Nangongyu. Then what should we do? Nangongyu asked worriedly. She only returned to the country to avoid being exposed. Xinyan hasn't seen her for a long time, so he naturally dotes on her. If you want to be friends with her, it's best to make her trust you. Hua Zixing picked up the vase and said with satisfaction, Flowers have to be controlled and not be allowed to grow as it pleases. I understand. Hua Zixing put down the vase. There's a foreign envoy coming today. On Sunday, I'll arrange for the envoy's wife to come over for dinner. This envoy's wife is colorblind, and she's allergic to perfume. Lu Shuang used perfume, right? Yes, I know what to do. Nangongyu's eyes flashed with malice. It seems that you still don't understand. Don't cause trouble. Remind her not to use perfume. Tell her that the envoy's wife is colorblind, and to avoid sensitive topics, Hua Zixing said. Why? Nangongyu was puzzled. Isn't it a good opportunity to set her up and chase her out? Hua Zixing chuckled. When she laughed, she looked dignified. Can you set her up better than Xinyan? Xinyan doesn't say anything, but he can control everyone in the palm of his hand. There are many things that he won't say, but he'll do it. The more you set her up, the more Xinyan's heart will ache for her. Take care of her. Nangongyu felt that Hua Zixing's words made sense. Then, what should we do to chase her out of here? Nangongyu lowered her head. I've been here for 2 years, and the president hasn't even touched my hand. Madam, you promised me that the Nangong family will help the Hua family. Yes. Haste makes waste. What I want is mental oppression. In the future, there will be no more Lu Shuang. After all, Xinyan is a hot-blooded man. If he needs a woman, I'll make arrangements, Hua Zixing said confidently and smiled. Nan Gongyu believed that her intelligent madam would help her pave the way. The noisy Lu Shuang was a far cry from her elegant and intelligent madam. Lu Shuang, who was a far cry from her, sneezed 3 times in a row. CK, who was talking about her. She rubbed her nose. They had arrived at the International Hotel. She alighted from the car and went to the washroom. When she reached the washroom, she took off her down jacket and looked like a brave woman again. She put on makeup in the washroom and looked much more pleasing to the eye. She placed the down jacket in the crook of her arm and went to the door of Jiang Ye's room. She pressed the doorbell. Jiang Ye opened the door and smiled. He called out in a familiar voice, "Little girl." Lu Shuang smiled back. He was only 35 years old this year, 6 years older than her. From the moment they met, he had been calling her little girl. She liked it when he called her little girl. Although it felt like they were a generation apart, it made her feel warm. He was tall and strong. He only wore a white shirt, which showed off his strong muscles. He had a cool and tangible Beckham hairstyle. He looked handsome and trendy. She felt that he should be the most handsome among the uncles. He was also the youngest among the uncles. Although he was not as handsome as the young male idols, he was manly. His facial features were handsome, and he had a sense of maturity and freedom. He was completely different from the coquettish and charming man Shinian. "I'm sorry I'm a little late. Have you eaten?" Lu Shuang asked as he entered his room. "As long as you are willing to come, it's never too late. You said that you came to find me. I was so happy that I didn't go out. I was afraid that you would come when I went out." Jiang Yi explained. "I didn't have any either. What a coincidence. Let me take you to eat the authentic dishes of City A. I remember that you can't eat spicy food, right? Put on some thick clothes. It's quite cold outside." Lu Shuang said as he put on the down jacket in his hand. It was too inconvenient to carry it. Jiang Yi put on a suit, a windbreaker and a scarf. "Why did you suddenly leave? I came to find you to exercise, but you were not here." "I dreamed of my parents. They wanted to come back, so I put them in the cemetery yesterday," Lu Shuang explained. Seeing that he was dressed, he opened the door. Chapter 560. Lu Shuang had always been careless. He didn't see the gift bag in Jiang Ye's hand and asked in surprise, "Haven't you been to a land before? But how can you speak the language of a so fluently? Oh, by the way, is your girlfriend from a land?" "My mother is from a land," Jiang Yi explained. "What a coincidence. So is my mother. Ha ha ha." Jiang Yi was amused by her. "What a coincidence. I also have 2 eyes and a nose. Ha ha ha, you're so funny. How long are you going to stay in a city?" Lu Shuang asked casually and pressed the button of the elevator. "I'll leave after I get my girlfriend," Jiang Yi said in a deep voice. "With your appearance, ability, and character, you will definitely be able to get your girlfriend. Don't worry. I'm here to see you. I won't delay you, will I?" Lu Shuang said apologetically. Her cell phone rang. There were only 3 people who knew her number. She saw it was Shinian. She thought for a moment and answered. "I'm already here. Just now. Your subordinates should have told you, right?" "Do you know who Jiang Yi is?" Shinian asked angrily. She could feel through the phone that his anger was about to burn her here. She was confused and asked, "What's wrong?" "I've arranged a car for you downstairs. Find a reason to come back." Shinian ordered him directly. "I don't think that's a good idea. I just met my friend." Lu Shuang refused. "Don't force me." Shinian was very domineering. Lu Shuang pursed his lips and didn't say anything. Shinian hung up the phone. "What's wrong?" Jiang Yi asked. Lu Shuang didn't know what was wrong with Shinian. He had a bad feeling in his heart. "I'm sorry. I have something urgent to do. I have to leave now. I can't accompany you for dinner and shopping. I'll contact you later." "What happened? Is there anything I can do for you?" Jiang Yi asked. Lu Shuang shook his head and shrugged. Ding. The elevator chimed. Lu Shuang turned around and was about to enter the elevator. Jiang Yi held her arm and said seriously, "Girl, I'm afraid that I'll miss you if I don't come. I'm also afraid that I'll lose you if I confess my love. Can you tell me if my hope is above or below 10%? Jiang Yi asked, his eyes shining. Lu Shuang paused for a moment and stood rooted to the ground. For a moment he could not come to his senses. Did he mean to confess to her? He was right. The girlfriend who ran away was her? When did I become your girlfriend? Lu Shuang said whatever was on his mind. No matter how mature Jiang Yi was, no matter how good his mental fortitude was, he didn't expect to be rejected in such a straightforward manner. He still remembered seeing a man come to her house to give her a car. She stood at the door with her hands on her hips, looking very tough. She asked with a smile, "How did you get here?" The man said, "I drove here." He thought that she would let the man in, and then the man and the woman have a passionate, hearty time. He had known her for 2 months at that time and had a good impression of her, so he felt a little jealous. He heard her say lazily, "Get lost the way you came. Also, don't park your car in front of my house, or I'll get the traffic police to tow it away." He laughed at that time. She was like that, straightforward and decisive. If she didn't like someone, then she didn't like him. She wouldn't move for money, and she wouldn't find a random man just because she was lonely. Gradually, he was attracted by her carefree attitude. "Maybe I expressed it wrong, female friend?" He laughed. Lu Shuang looked at him fixedly. If his confession had appeared before she returned to China, she might have wavered. Or after she left Sheniyan completely, she might have wanted to develop a relationship with him. But now she was Sheniyan's lover. How could she bear his love? She felt that she didn't deserve it, and it would make him suffer. He might even despise her. Her Prince Charming might be the right person, but he appeared at the wrong time. She just needed to stay in that dark and damp place in her mind and fantasize. "I'm not the good girl you think I am. I've done all kinds of bad things, and I'm not repentant. Anyway, you'll regret it." Lu Shuang felt helpless and funny now, so she really laughed. "Girl, you don't have to reject me like this. I can see it with my eyes, and I can feel it with my heart. Your sincerity, your goodness." Lu Shuang was embarrassed by his praise, because he was not talking about her at all. "If you came to a land to ask me to go back, then you should go back now, because I will go back without you. Xiaobao is still there. I came here because I have something to do." "I can help you with anything," Jiang Yi said firmly. But he couldn't do anything. Lu Shuang was a little touched. He nodded at Jiang Yi and said, "Thank you for your love. It makes me want to be a good person all of a sudden." Jiang Yi laughed and said, "Silly girl. Go and do what you want to do. Don't feel burdened because of my presence. When you want to try it out with me, come and find me. Just don't ignore me." What he said made her a little flustered. After all, he was her Prince Charming. The more he thought she was perfect, the more disgusted he felt when he found out the truth. But she couldn't tell him the truth. Luckily, she knew the distance between them. When did she learn to think? Lu Shuang entered the elevator. Jiang Yi passed the gift bag to Lu Shuang and said, "I bought it for you." Lu Shuang thought for a moment, but he didn't extend his hand. He stuffed the gift bag into her hands and said, "I am sure you will like it. If you don't, just throw it away." The elevator door closed slowly between the two of them. Lu Shuang took a deep breath and took another deep breath. She must have done the right thing by not accepting Jiang Yi. If Baiya was here, she would have told her what to do. But unfortunately, there was no Baiya in her world. The elevator opened and she came out of the hotel. She saw 2 people in black coats standing in front of a black Kian. One of them walked towards her, and the other opened the car door. Lu Shuang got into the car helplessly. He still had to face Shiniyan when he went back. She looked at the gift box. It was a jewelry box. She opened it, and there was a greeting card. There were blue diamond earrings under the greeting card. She liked them. She had taken a fancy to them when she went to the mall previously. But she didn't want to spend money, so she couldn't bear to buy them. She opened the greeting card and there was a sentence written on it. "I thought it suits you, so I bought it. I hope you like it, Yi." Her heart was wet, moist and sour. She was also very touched. But she didn't reply to his message. She put the earrings in her bag. After a while she returned to the president's palace and saw Sheniyan standing at the door. He looked at her sharply. His face was cold and his eyes were poisonous. It was as if he was going to tear her into pieces. Chapter 561. She walked up to Shen Yiyan. Shen Yiyan saw the gift box in her arms. He snatched it from her and threw it on the ground. What are you doing? You promised me to go out. I only met my friend for a few minutes. You asked me to come back, and I came back. I don't think you have any reason to be angry. Lu Shuang said in confusion. Shen Yiyan held Lu Shuang's chin and said with a serious face, Do you know who Jiang Yi is? I don't know who he is, so I don't think I'm wrong. Lu Shuang's chin was hurting from his grip. She tried to push his hand away, but it didn't budge. You're not wrong? Who allowed you to put on makeup? Shen Yiyan realized the possibility in his eyes. He held her hand and pulled her into his room. His heart was tightened, and he felt a faint pain. The pain was like countless blades cutting into his flesh, so that he, who was usually reserved, became impulsive and irritable. He even wanted to break open her head and take out all the messy things inside. Lu Shuang struggled, but he couldn't get rid of him. Her hand seemed to be the one being punished, and it was almost broken by his grip. She was indeed pretending to be innocent, so she couldn't argue. But if she didn't know Shen Yiyan, if Shen Yiyan had never appeared by her side, she wouldn't have been assassinated, and she wouldn't have lost her parents. Maybe she would have been in a good relationship, married, had children, and lived a happy life. Now, because of him, she couldn't put on makeup, couldn't make friends, didn't have the freedom of speech and action, and even had to listen to him when she did things. She even missed a perfect relationship. She was the one who felt the most wronged. Shen Yiyan pulled her into the room and saw her red eyes full of grievance, complaint, blame, and unwillingness. His heart softened, and he let go of her hand. Lu Shuang twisted her wrist, which was red. Shen Yiyan saw it too, and held her hand again, wanting to check it. Lu Shuang put his hands behind his back. Shen Yiyan was helpless. She frowned and looked at her. You know that I have enemies in country D. Do you know who they are? Don't tell me it's Jiang Yi. Lu Shuang didn't believe it at all. He's just an ordinary architect. Isn't your enemy very powerful? Jiang Xingyu. Jiang Yi is Jiang Xingyu's uncle, and also the second in command of this conglomerate. Jiang Yi got close to you because he wanted to make use of you. Yet you foolishly allowed yourself to be used by him. Do you think it's normal for me to not be angry at all? Lu Shuang recalled the past. She really didn't know that Jiang Yi was so rich. Moreover, she didn't know Jiang Yi until she moved next door to Jiang Yi. It wasn't Jiang Yi who took the initiative to contact her. If Shen Yiyan didn't know where she had gone, Jiang Yi definitely wouldn't know. He didn't get close to me on purpose, nor did he make use of me. Lu Shuang said with certainty. You are my weakness. Shen Yiyan agreed and let go of her. She fell on his bed and looked at the white ceiling. When would Shen Yiyan let her go? Did he really love her? She thought about it and couldn't believe it. But she felt that he really liked her. Did he really like her? Shen Yiyan came in with a tray. There was braised pork, pigeon soup, tomato and eggs, papaya and clams, beef ribs and 2 bowls of rice on the tray. He put the tray on the long table. Lu Shuang was really hungry. He sat at the table, picked up the chopsticks and lowered his head to eat. Shen Yiyan looked at her. Did your hand hurt? Yeah. Can't you tell me if it hurts? Shen Yiyan held her hand and blew on it. Lu Shuang frowned. Will you let me go if I tell you? You've done something wrong and you still want me to let you go. She pulled her hand out. I didn't do anything wrong. Does it feel good to think like that? Of course it feels good. Then you can keep thinking like that. I won't admit it anyway. Shen Yiyan looked at her. It does feel uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable when I see you with other men, let alone Jiang Yi. I'm curious. How did you become enemies with them? You're obviously not from the same country. Lu Shuang looked at her. Shen Yiyan's eyes darkened. She picked up a piece of braised pork and put it in Lu Shuang's bowl. Eat more. You've lost a lot of weight. Lu Shuang could tell that Shen Yiyan was not willing to say it. Her gossipy nature was stirring a little. Chapter 562. Tell me. Lu Shuang urged. Jiang Xingyu's sister committed suicide because of me. Shen Yiyan said simply. Oh. Lu Shuang stretched out the last syllable. She thought of a lot of things. She knew about his romantic history, And there seemed to be more than one woman who committed suicide because of him. This man was indeed a demon, and he was good at seduction. Fortunately, she had the fiery eyes. Otherwise, if she fell in love with him and he had a wife, she would be depressed every day. Because of her thoughts, Lu Shuang stuffed the whole piece of braised pork into her mouth and realized that the meat was too big. When she bit it, it was full of oil. Shen Yiyan had no choice but to take a tissue to wipe her mouth. Lu Shuang stepped back. She was not used to letting him wipe her mouth. He felt that it was something that an adult did to a child. She was not his child. She took a tissue and wiped her mouth. Your chef makes good food, but it's a little big. Who eats a piece of braised pork in one bite? I'll tell them to make it smaller in the future. It's a gift from the president. Of course I eat it in one bite to show my sincerity. Lu Shuang laughed and teased. You respect me so much. Why didn't I notice it before? Shen Yiyan said. He lowered his head and cut the braised pork into 2 pieces and gave her a piece. Lu Shuang looked at him suspiciously. She realized that he was not the same as before. In the past, he would not cut the meat into 2 pieces for her. In the past, he would only say that she ate too much and was fat. Shen Yiyan, have you changed? Lu Shuang raised his eyebrows. He just wanted her to know that he was good to her, so good that he would not leave her easily. Am I good to you? Shen Yiyan asked. Lu Shuang bit his chopsticks. I am good, but why do I feel that you are up to no good? Do you have something to ask of me? I don't know anything. She didn't know anything and she said it very sincerely. I'm not asking you to do anything. Just be good. I'm going to receive foreign ambassadors tonight. Come with me, Shen Yiyan said. Can I not go? The thought of receiving foreign envoys must be very formal and not suitable for a lazy person like her. No, you'll encounter them in the future. You don't have to learn them all at once. You're a smart person by nature, so it'll be easy for you to learn them, Shen Yiyan praised. She was actually an intelligent person. Thank you. He had already said so. If she refused, he would definitely not agree. Anyway, you can't blame me if I make a mistake. Lu Shuang agreed. Shen Yiyan smiled and said, Of course. After lunch, I'll get the stylist to design a new hairstyle for you. I'll also get your clothes custom made. So, don't go anywhere in the afternoon. She liked to do her hair and clothes, so she nodded. After lunch, Hua Zixing had been waiting at the door for a long time. She saw Lu Shuang. She smiled at her and walked up to Shen Yiyan. Yiyan, something happened while you were eating. Let's go to the study to talk about it. Okay. Shen Yiyan put her hands in her pockets and nodded. Okay. I have something to tell you too. Shen Yiyan turned and walked into the study. Hua Zixing followed her. Nan Gongyu walked in front of Lu Shuang with a strange expression and reminded her. Tomorrow, Madam will be inviting a foreign envoy to our home. The envoy's wife is colorblind and allergic to perfume. You should be careful. Got it. Lu Shuang sat on the sofa and turned on the television. Nan Gongyu frowned. Madam and Sir have permission to watch television. Lu Shuang did not want to cause trouble. He turned off the television and took an apple. He lay on the sofa and took a bite. Why are you sitting and eating so badly? The sofa is for sitting, not lying down. People will look down on you if you act like this, Nan Gongyu added. That's right. Lu Shuang glanced at Nan Gongyu, got up and walked to the stairs. Nan Gongyu blocked her way. Sir and Madam are talking. If you could hear them, you wouldn't have to go to the study. Dear, I'm not going to the study. I'm going to my room, okay? Lu Shuang said lazily. Nan Gongyu stood aside awkwardly. Lu Shuang walked past her. Nan Gongyu was getting more and more annoyed with her. She said softly, I don't know where this street girl came from. She has no manners at all. Lu Shuang stopped in his tracks. Uncle could tolerate it, but Auntie couldn't. She turned around and walked in front of Nan Gongyu. She looked down at her. Talking behind someone's back. Is your manners good? My father is General Nan Gong. I've been brought up strictly since I was young. How is my manners bad? Nan Gongyu blushed. You've said everything. You think your manners are good, but that's just what you think. You think others' manners aren't good, but don't let me hear it again. I don't want to talk to you because I don't think you're worthy. If you insist on provoking me, then I won't stand on ceremony, Lu Shuang said sharply. Nangongyu didn't expect Lu Shuang to be so fierce. Her face turned red and white. How are you going to stand on ceremony? You want to know? Lu Shuang smiled. He turned around and walked upstairs. He knocked on the door of the study. Hua Zixing opened the door and smiled. What's up? Your maid said she needs your permission to watch TV. Can I watch TV? Lu Shuang asked. Of course. You don't need my permission. Since you're here, we're a family. You can do whatever you want, Hua Zixing said politely. Your maidservant just said that my upbringing isn't good. As for me, my father has been a dean his entire life and is diligent and conscientious. My mother was born in a scholarly family and was already an official when she was very young. She has been poor all her life. Do you think I can do it, but don't bring my parents along? I'm sorry. I'm not a good housekeeper. My maid spoke nonsense. Nangongyu, come and apologize, Hua Zixing said sternly. Nangongyu lowered her head. She walked to Lu Shuang and stole a glance at Hua Zixing. She said softly, I'm sorry. I spoke nonsense. Can I watch TV now? Lu Shuang asked Nangongyu. Nangongyu pursed her lips and didn't say anything. Of course. Do as you wish. If my maid offends you again, you can tell me, Hua Zixing said with a smile. Lu Shuang glanced at Hua Zixing. According to their age, she should be the elder sister. Hua Zixing was gentle, and her voice was very pleasant. It made people feel comfortable. She didn't want to be calculative or offend her. However, if Nangongyu continued to pester her like this, she would feel annoyed. She wasn't someone who was easy to talk to. Thank you, Lu Shuang said. He turned around and went downstairs. Chapter 563. Nangongyu wanted to say something, but she saw Shen Yan looking at her with an unfriendly gaze. His aura alone was enough to kill her. She was terrified. The president didn't even need to be born to win a battle from 1,000 miles away. She could only say in a low voice, I understand. I won't do it again, madam. Hua Zixing went back to the study and closed the door. I'm sorry, my maid is too insensible. Shen Yan curled his lips and said meaningfully, Lu Shuang isn't someone to be trifled with. Even I don't dare to bully her. Tell your maid to stay away from her in case she starts crying. This sobbing was a statement that was confirmed. Hua Zixing understood what he was hinting at. He had given her face this time, but she wouldn't be able to protect Nangongyu next time. Hua Zixing smiled and changed the topic. Lu Shuang is an interesting girl. I feel that after she came, the president's residence will be much livelier. I like her straightforward personality. Take care of her more in the future. She's just not happy to do it. If she does it well, she won't cause you any trouble. No problem. I can take her to the cabinet first and get in touch with the officials' wives. All right. What should we do about Baiya? Hua Zixing asked. Shen Yan tapped the table with his fingers, his eyes heavy and mature beyond his age. Zhuqiuni was never used by me in the first place. Gu Lingqing's death has nothing to do with Sheng Dongcheng. It's possible that those old fellows are also involved. They covet my current position. I won't do anything and let Baiya suppress them. But don't do anything for now. I know what to do. Baiya is quite powerful. She actually pulled Sheng Dongcheng down from the finance minister's position in just a few months. I didn't even dare to think about it in the past. Now, she's probably going to lose her position as the education minister. She's so powerful, and I'm a little worried that she'll oppose us. After all, the other's power will weaken, and her power will grow. Who are you going to use as the new finance minister? Hua Zixing asked. Everyone wants to be in that position. It's not easy for anyone to be in that position. As for Baiya, she has her own goal. Her goal is definitely not to be the president, Shen Yan said with certainty. Is her targets Zhuqiuni and Sheng Dongcheng? Hua Zixing was suspicious. Sheng Dongcheng bombed Gu Lingqing's plane. Even if the real cause of Gu Lingqing's death has nothing to do with Sheng Dongcheng, Baiya will not let it go. She will find out who killed Gu Lingqing and avenge Gu Lingqing. After that, she will leave. When the time comes, will she really give up her power? Hua Zixing didn't think so. You don't understand Baya. She's not an ambitious person. Everything she does is for Gu Lingqing. But Gu Lingqing is already dead. Hua Zixing didn't believe it. She's still living in her heart. She would rather spend the extra time on her lover than on cold politics. I'm very sure. Let's not talk about Baya for now. Bring Lu Shuang with us tonight. Shen Yan was talking about the outcome. She wouldn't allow anyone to reject her. Hua Zijuan paused for a moment and smiled. All right, I'll bring her along. Thank you. I've already called a stylist over to design her hair and clothes that suit her. You should design some clothes too. Shen Yan stood up. Okay. By the way, the clothes won't be ready in time. I have a few dresses that I haven't worn yet. Her figure is similar to mine, so she should be able to wear them. I'll ask her to choose 2 from my room later. Is that okay? Okay. Sure. And jewelry. Since we're going to receive guests, we should have some jewelry. I happen to have some here. I don't wear them anyway, so I can give them to her, Hua Zixing said generously. That's not necessary. She has a lot of jewelry. She likes these things. I'll go and see her first. She was angry just now, Shen Yan said. He didn't hide his love for Lu Shuang. Okay. Tell her that she's sorry. Nangong Yu is still young. She has a bad memory. She'll forget it soon, Shen Yan explained. Then he opened the door and went downstairs. Lu Shuang was lying on the sofa watching TV. He was so engrossed in it that he didn't notice Shen Yan coming down. What are you watching? Shen Yan asked. That man is the female lead's ex-husband. He cheated on her when she was pregnant. He got together with her bestie. Now the bestie has taken all of his money. The child in her belly isn't his, it's his friend's. It feels so good to be slapped in the face, Lu Shuang explained. Shen Yan smiled and sat down beside her. And then, the female lead found a handsome guy to be her boyfriend. That handsome guy is super nice to her. His family is rich and powerful. His in-laws also accepted the female lead. Now she's pregnant with that handsome guy's child. What about the female lead's previous child? Shen Yan asked. That child is gone. It was pushed down the stairs by her bestie. Now, I really hope that the female lead's ex-husband's friend doesn't want the female lead's bestie. That man is a little stupid. The one who got cheated is the brother of a kind female lead, Lu Shuang explained. Sounds interesting. Hua Zixing sat down on the sofa next to him. When Lu Shuang heard Hua Zixing's voice, he came to his senses and sat up immediately. His heart was twisted. Although Hua Zixing and Shen Yan were married by agreement, and Hua Zixing also had someone she liked, they were still husband and wife. She couldn't go overboard in her own home. She couldn't get over it. Hua Zixing smiled and said gently, It's okay. You can just lie down. Lu Shuang smiled politely at Hua Zixing. He leaned back on the sofa and watched the television. He couldn't watch it anymore. The atmosphere in the room was a little strange. Lu Shuang stole a glance at Hua Zixing. She was also watching the television. Even though she was in her own home, she was still sitting like a lady on the sofa. Her back was straight, her legs were together, and her hands were resting on her knees. As for her, she was sitting cross-legged on the sofa lazily. She accidentally compared herself again and looked at Shen Yan. She didn't know when he had sat next to her. One of his hands was naturally placed on the back of the sofa behind her, and the other hand was pointing at his forehead. His bored look made him look like a ruffian. Luckily, Shen Yan was about the same as her. She felt much better and elbowed him in the stomach. Shen Yan grunted and looked at her. I didn't use any strength. You should learn how to sit. You're the president. Lu Shuang's eyes curved as she smiled and said in disdain. Stop it. Shen Yan held her hand as if he was hugging her. He was too arrogant in front of his wife. Lu Shuang withdrew his hand and stood up. I'm not watching anymore. You guys watch. I'm going back to my room. Chapter 564. Did he say anything about hairstyling? Lu Shuang glanced at Shen Yan. He didn't want to say anything about clothes so that Hua Zixing wouldn't feel bad. The designers will need about half an hour to get here, Shen Yan explained. Shuang, come to my room first. I haven't had time to design your clothes yet. You can choose 2 sets from my room. I have a lot of clothes that I haven't worn before. Which one do you like? Hua Zixing said with a smile. So she knew. Shen Yan really told her everything. She didn't have to worry anymore. Thank you. Can I choose one? I'll choose 2 sets. The designer is in a hurry. It'll take 2 to 3 days to make some changes. 1 set isn't enough. I'll have to use it tonight and tomorrow. Maybe the day after tomorrow too. Hua Zixing walked upstairs. Lu Shuang was embarrassed. Hua Zixing was too nice to him. She felt that Hua Zixing was more like Shen Yan's sister than his wife. She sighed. If her husband brought another woman to her house, she would cut off her husband's penis that night. So Hua Zixing was a goddess and she was a loser. She followed Hua Zixing to her room. Her room was clean and luxurious. It was decorated like the room of a princess in a dream. Hua Zixing opened the walk-in closet and looked around. It was magnificent. Rows of clothes, shoes, bags, and even jewelry were all placed in glass cabinets. I haven't worn the clothes in the last row. You can take all the jewelry you like. I don't usually wear them, Hua Zixing said generously. I have jewelry. I'll choose 2 sets of clothes. Thank you, Lu Shuang said. You're welcome. In the future, we will be sisters. On the contrary, you are the one who has helped me a lot. I can see that after you came, Ian's mood is much better than before. The atmosphere in this house is also much better. I like this kind of harmonious and beautiful environment, Hua Zixing said gently. You are so perfect. If I were a man, I would definitely cherish you, Lu Shuang said sincerely. I'm embarrassed. Hua Zixing covered her face and walked to the last row, gesturing for Lu Shuang to choose. Lu Shuang picked 2 sets. The designer is coming over today. You should make a few sets too. I will pay. Ian has already asked me to make a few sets, but look. Hua Zixing glanced at her wardrobe helplessly. I have so many clothes that I haven't worn yet. If I change into a different set every day, I can change it for 365 days. If I have too many clothes, I'll be dazzled. Your character is quite similar to a friend of mine. Lu Shuang thought of Baiya. She's the same. She doesn't pursue material things. She's pure and indifferent. I'm just worried that I haven't given you enough, and that there will be estrangement. You don't have to feel burdened. Shen Yan and I aren't what you think. You don't have to worry about me really, Hua Zixing said sincerely. Lu Shuang twitched his lips. He didn't say anything else and took the clothes out. The designer will be here in a while. Put it on and let them make some alterations to make it more suitable for you, Hua Zixing reminded him. I really want to see which man is so lucky to be able to make you like him, Lu Shuang sighed. Hua Zixing pursed her lips and smiled. I'm not as good as you say. I have a congenital heart disease, and can't do strenuous exercise. I can't have babies either. Whoever likes me will be the unlucky one. Nowadays, with the advancement of medicine, you will definitely be able to see better. There are also many heart bypass surgeries. Aren't they still fine? You will be fine. Lu Shuang comforted her and went out. Shen Yan was no longer watching television. He was watching television purely to accompany her. After all, he had a lot of work to do. He had things that he should do, things that he wanted to do, and things that were related to the future. After a while, the designer came over. She tried on the clothes first, and the stylist recorded the data. She designed what needed to be designed, and modified what needed to be modified. After she was done, she sat in front of the mirror, and the stylist restyled her hair. Looking at herself in the mirror, she thought of Baiya. It had been 5 years since they had their hair done together. At that time, Shen Yan hadn't appeared yet. Her father had asked her to go on a blind date, and she had her hair done together with Baiya. I want to cut my hair short. Can I? The kind that's very short, Lu Shuang said to the designer. The designer smiled and said politely, what kind of girl would cut her hair short? You're going to wear a gown, so you can cut your hair short. But don't make it too short. Then I'll keep my hair long. It wasn't easy for me to grow it this long. Lu Shuang regretted. The designer was speechless. Lu Shuang was probably the most fickle person he had ever met. Okay. No one knew when Shen Yan had appeared. He crossed his arms over his chest and leaned against the doorframe, looking at Lu Shuang, who was being styled. A charming light flashed through his eyes. The frivolity of youth had long been swallowed by him. He was mature, shrewd, introverted, and scheming beyond his age. For the family, for the complicated relationships and interests, he had sacrificed his time, love, and happiness. Only in front of her could he show his truest self, because she was the most real person he had ever met. Lu Shuang noticed Shen Yan and rolled his eyes at him. Why did he want her to go? She would rather stay in her own space and sleep. Now he had to do his hair and borrow clothes from his wife. Come here. Shen Yan smiled and walked towards him. Lu Shuang looked at her. I think you should change your hairstyle too. Haven't you been very unlucky recently? You want me to accompany you? Shen Yan saw through her at first glance. It's for your own good. Lu Shuang said confidently. Shen Yan said to the designer next to her. Help me change my hairstyle. Make it more stable. Yes. The designer nodded respectfully. His men brought over a chair. Shen Yan sat down next to her. Lu Shuang looked at Shen Yan in the mirror. He kept staring at her with a meaningful look. He stared at her and she stared back at him. She didn't know what was so interesting about her. She just had two eyes and a mouth. The look in her eyes reminded her of the second year of junior high school. He was asked to recite Peacock Flies Southeast by the language teacher in front of the lecture. He looked at her with a meaningful look, which made her feel uncomfortable. In the end, the teacher asked her to also stand in front of the podium and recite Peacock Flies Southeast. Peacock Flies Southeast was so difficult to recite. It was like classical Chinese and there were many rare words. Most importantly, she didn't prepare it at all, so she couldn't recite a single sentence. Then the two of them stood in front of the podium and stared at each other awkwardly and shamefully. Hello everyone, I am Qin Tang Tang. You can follow me on WeChat. Chapter 565. Why do you keep looking at me? Lu Shuang could not help but ask. Shen Yan was indifferent, his lips curling into a devilish smile. Under the lights, he was mesmerizing. You didn't look at me. How would you know that I was looking at you? Lu Shuang. She recalled something else. It was also during the second year of junior high. In order to welcome the Labor Day holiday, her classmates had organized an entertainment program. She had signed up for dancing. In order to dance well, her mother had even brought her to the gym to get a private coach to practice. In the afternoon, everyone was rehearsing. Shen Yan was there too. He had signed up for a piano recital. She heard that he had not signed up for it at first. Later on, he had to sign up and even squeezed out a classmate's poetry recital, who asked him to be so handsome, and his father to be the provincial party secretary at that time. The teachers would not dare to offend him. During the rehearsal, he had looked at her with that same gaze. At that time, she was still in the prime of her youth. Even though she did not like Shen Yan, when a guy paid attention to her, there would always be some pink bubbles in her heart. It reminded her of many youthful stories. In the end, when she performed on stage that night, she was ridiculed by her classmates. She danced quite well, but there was a hole in her stockings. She was very sure that there was no hole when she wore it in the morning. After thinking about it, she thought of a detail. Shen Yan seemed to have used a pair of scissors to cut something during the rehearsal in the afternoon. She knew that his sudden appearance was definitely not something good. Given her personality, she ran over to him and questioned him. One of the things she said was, "Why do you keep looking at me?" He laughed wildly and wickedly. "If you don't look at me, how would you know that I'm looking at you?" She was so angry that she wanted to vomit blood. When she regained her composure, she asked Shen Yan in disdain, "What are you up to again?" Shen Yan curled his lips. He did not say a word and looked at himself in the mirror. She hated this mysterious look of his the most. She could not guess his thoughts and always felt that she would be in trouble. In the future, she would learn from him and let him know how she was feeling right now. His hair was quickly designed and he went to work. The stylist spent 2 hours on her hair and another half an hour on her makeup. Finally, she changed into the gorgeous gown that Hua Ziying had given her. She looked at herself in the mirror. When she didn't speak, she looked really noble and elegant. Every frown and smile was extremely charming. Wasn't it a little shameless for her to describe herself like this? Alright, it was only when she didn't speak and was pretending. When he turned around, he saw Shen Yan standing at the door. He didn't know when she had returned. He looked at her and said, "Be more dignified at night. Don't talk if you can and don't fool around. You're my assistant, and you have to stay by my side at all times. Do you understand?" Lu Shuang was a little worried. "Don't embarrass me on purpose." Shen Yan smiled. "I will try my best to stop you." Lu Shuang had the urge to beat him up, but he held back. "What time is it? I'll eat something first and go with you. I promise I won't embarrass you." Shen Yan looked at his watch. "It's almost 5 o'clock. We're going to the venue now. It's arranged for the banquet hall. I've asked someone to buy some bread. You can eat it in the car." So he had already prepared it. It really made her feel uncomfortable. Was he that worried that she would embarrass herself? In the car, Shen Yan and Hua Ziying sat in the same car. She sat in the same car with Nan Gongyu and a makeup artist. Nan Gongyu sat in the front passenger seat, and she sat with the makeup artist. She ignored Nan Gongyu and ate her bread. The banquet hall is filled with the most unique dishes in country A. You had lunch after 1, right? Are you hungry now? Nan Gongyu tried not to sound disdainful after being lectured by Hua Ziying. "Hi." Lu Shuang didn't want to explain. She was under a lot of pressure. Shen Yan was the president. If she made a mistake, wouldn't she embarrass the president? It didn't matter if Shen Yan embarrassed himself, but he represented the country. She would embarrass the people of the country. Moreover, she needed Shen Yan's help. For the time being, she didn't want anything to happen to Shen Yan. Nan Gongyu couldn't hide her disdain, and the corner of her mouth twitched. Lu Shuang pretended not to see it, and continued to eat her bread. After she finished eating, the makeup artist touched up her makeup. Soon, they arrived at the banquet hall. The surrounding roads had been sealed off and there were many soldiers standing guard. All the departments had to ensure that nothing went wrong. The guards opened their car door. Lu Shuang got out of the car and looked at Shen Yan. He had already gotten out of the car. Hua Ziying was holding his arm and smiling. They walked on the red carpet together. They looked like a loving couple. The guards followed them in an orderly manner. She saw Nan Gongyu follow Hua Ziying quickly. As Shen Yan's assistant, she also lifted the hem of her dress and quickly followed Shen Yan, standing behind him. Shen Yan saw Lu Shuang from the corner of her eyes. She secretly held her hand, and then let go. Lu Shuang straightened his back. His heart was beating so fast that it almost jumped out of his throat. What was Shen Yan doing just now? What if he was photographed? However, there seemed to be no reporters around. Those who could protect him were probably his confidants. Who knew? The one who wanted to kill her might also be one of Shen Yan's confidants. They passed through the corridor and the soldiers opened the door. There was light music playing inside. It was really luxurious. There were more people than she had expected. She had seen the man from F country in a magazine. He was said to be the youngest prime minister of F country. His wife was older than him by 12 years. She followed him because she was gossipy. At that time, she felt that he was quite handsome. His wife looked elegant and had the maturity and elegance of a woman in her 50s. However, the age difference was too big. At first glance, they looked more like mother and son. Women always looked older than men. She subconsciously looked at Shen Yan. She was also older than him. In another 15 years, if they were still together, how could they still be together? She was thinking too much. Shen Yan walked forward and smiled. She reached out and shook hands with the Prime Minister of F country. She could feel the strong aura of a king. He was speaking in F country. She could not understand a single word. When did Shen Yan learn to speak F country? Seeing that they were all smiling, she smiled too. There was nothing wrong with that. The Prime Minister's wife brought a gift for Hua Ziying. Hua Ziying also spoke F country, and gave the gift to Nan Gongyu. "Take a seat." Shen Yan said something in F country. She could understand it. A country had a strong dining culture. For example, the host of the banquet would sit at the seat facing the door. The most important guest would sit at the right side of the host. The wife of the host would sit at the door. As the assistant, Lu Shuang sat at the left side of Shen Yan. Chapter 566. His palms were very warm and hot, and he was very strong when he held her hand. Lu Shuang's face turned red. He was so nervous. The Prime Minister was sitting right next to him. He was too bold. What if he was found out? She pulled her hand away and he didn't force her. He just looked at her deeply. Lu Shuang glared back. Hua Zixing saw it and raised her head slightly with a smile. The others sat down one after another. She didn't care about politics. She didn't know any of those VIPs and didn't dare to eat casually in case she made a fool of herself. Most importantly, they had been talking in Mandarin F, and she didn't understand them. She looked at the others. They probably didn't understand either, so they just smiled and didn't say much. She felt better. It was an honor to see these VIPs making a fool of themselves with her. In the middle of the meal, Shen Yan looked at her again. She saw Shen Yan looking at her. She gestured with her eyes, as if asking what was going on. Pour the wine, Shen Yan said in a low voice. She understood. Holding the wine bottle, she stood up and poured wine for the Prime Minister, then for the Prime Minister's wife, and finally for Shen Yan. The Prime Minister looked at Lu Shuang and said. Lu Shuang looked at Shen Yan and smiled. That man who could turn the world upside down also said something. She didn't understand what he said. She just saw the Prime Minister looking at her and talking. Why did he speak in Mandarin F? She didn't understand. Welcome to country A. Hee, she said in Mandarin A, which meant that she didn't need to speak in English. Who asked them to speak in Mandarin F? The others who couldn't hear F country's language all raised their glasses and said with a smile, Welcome to a country. They didn't want to make the atmosphere awkward and found that they had a chance to speak. The Prime Minister paused and looked at Shen Yan. Shen Yan smiled and chatted with him. I'm sorry, the Prime Minister said to Lu Shuang in English. It's okay, Lu Shuang replied in English. She then said in English, Welcome to a land. At the end of the day, she was not a person who held a grudge easily. Unless it was a big grudge, she would never take it to heart. She lowered her head and ate. Shen Yan handed her a disposable towel. Lu Shuang thought something was on his face, so he wiped his lips with his towel. Except for lipstick, there was no sauce. She hated Shen Yan. When she finally finished eating, she didn't dare to eat much. However, she wasn't really hungry. After dinner, they went to the symphony again. Lu Shuang was arranged to sit behind Shen Yan. In front of him were the Prime Minister and his wife and Shen Yan and his wife. How extravagant! There were more people watching the symphony than listening to it. Lu Shuang didn't have any special interest in symphonies, nor did he hate them. He changed a few familiar songs into symphonies, which sounded good. Unknowingly, after listening for 2 hours, she yawned. Nan Gongyu glared at her, very displeased. Lu Shuang felt the hostility of the person next to him. He sat up straight and forced himself to look at Shen Yan. He was very patient, noble and elegant. He exuded the aura of royalty, which made him a pleasing picture. Why didn't she notice it when she was young? If she had noticed it earlier, she would have hidden far away from him. Shen Yan also looked at her, raising his eyebrows and curling his lips. For a moment, he looked especially evil like the Shen Yan in junior high. However, it was only for a moment, and he returned to being a cultured and sophisticated dignitary. When Lu Shuang saw Nan Gongyu leaving, she immediately followed her out. She found a place where there was no one, twisted her neck and stretched her waist. She heard Shen Yan's laughter. She turned and saw Shen Yan. She ran to him and said, Did you listen to that sumo wrestling story and deliberately made fun of me? Shen Yan naturally put his hands on her waist. I made fun of you, so I took you to Beijing Opera. Then can you not ask me for such things in the future? I feel a little bored. Lu Shuang requested. Let me kiss you first. Shen Yan showed the side of his face to her. If anyone sees you, you will be dead. Lu Shuang reminded her. There is no one here except for me and you. I am sure of it. Shen Yan said confidently. Oh yes, why did you come out? Are you done with the Prime Minister? Can we go back now? Lu Shuang suddenly realized. He tightened his grip on her waist. Don't change the subject. Lu Shuang looked around helplessly. Indeed, there was no one around. She quickly kissed his face. Shen Yan smiled and kissed her face before he was satisfied. Let's go, it should be over in 10 minutes. When it is over, we will go back and you can sleep in tomorrow. I heard from your wife that you are going to invite them to your house for dinner tomorrow. I don't have to show up. Lu Shuang tried to negotiate. From now on, you will have to do whatever Hua Zixing wants to do. You should learn from her. Shen Yan said seriously. Lu Shuang had a strange feeling in her heart. Was he really going to marry her? Lu Shuang shuddered. The thought of it made him panic. Unconsciously, he followed Shen Yan into the house. Just as he expected, it was over in 10 minutes. Shen Yan and the Prime Minister were walking in front, talking happily in English. Lu Shuang finally understood what they were talking about. They were talking about football. She still did not understand. When they walked out of the corridor, the captain of Shen Yan's bodyguard stood at the side and signaled to Shen Yan. Sorry, please excuse me. Shen Yan walked to the captain. Mr. President, it's not good. Some of our guards have sneaked in. I've already arranged a new way. When the time comes, I'll have to trouble you to follow me. The guard reported. Got it. Investigate as soon as possible and ensure the Prime Minister's safety. Shen Yan ordered. When he saw a person running towards him from the corridor, a sharp light flashed in his eyes. He ordered vigilantly stop him. When the soldiers saw the person coming, they quickly moved to protect Shen Yan, Hua Zixing, and the Prime Minister couple. As Lu Shuang was arranged to follow them later, no one was protecting Lu Shuang. She stood in front alone. Shen Yan's heart skipped a beat. She did not care about her own safety and rushed towards Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang was scared too. She had seen the same scene once in Country D. Similarly, there were people rushing towards her. Alan's men blocked them. Unexpectedly, the person who shot her was the one in the car. Her mother died trying to protect her. She looked at the others subconsciously. With her sharp eyes, she saw that the person opposite her was holding a knife and was stabbing at the Prime Minister. She had a bad feeling. Prime Minister, be careful. With that, she did not know where she got the courage to stand in front of the Prime Minister. The person did not expect there to be another person. He was stunned and continued to stab at Lu Shuang. She thought that she was dead meat. She was so stupid. Why would she sacrifice herself for a person she did not know? In the past, it was for Baya. Now it was for a stranger. She was crying because of her stupidity. Chapter 567. She was worried about Xiao Bao. She didn't want to die. Seeing the knife coming towards her heart, she was stunned. That was all she could think of. At that critical moment, Shen Yan jumped over and kicked the knife out of the assassin's hand. Seeing that he was no match for Shen Yan, the other guards rushed towards him. He broke through the glass and jumped down from the building. Shen Yan couldn't care less about the assassin's whereabouts. She held Lu Shuang's shoulder and scolded him emotionally. Are you okay? Are you stupid? If he hadn't been stunned just now, you would have died. Lu Shuang came back to his senses. He could tell that Shen Yan was scolding him. He felt wrong too. I protected your Prime Minister. If it wasn't for me, he would have gone to their Western paradise and died in your country. Let's see how you're going to explain it to Country F. You're the stupid one and you're blaming me. Shen Yan knew that it was all thanks to Lu Shuang. But to him, Lu Shuang was more important than the Prime Minister. If something happened to her, his life would be filled with darkness and he would lose all joy in life. Seeing her red eyes, he felt sorry for her. He pulled her into his arms and hugged her tightly. His body was trembling because he was afraid of losing her. Hua Zixing's face turned pale for a moment. Lu Shuang saw that there were so many people watching and pushed her hard. He knew that he shouldn't be impulsive. So he let go of her and said in a low voice, "You've done a good job this time. I'll reward you on Monday." When he said that, it seemed that the hug was just a compliment from the president to the people around him. Hua Zixing smiled and said, "Lu Shuang, you did a great job." Lu Shuang pursed his lips and didn't say anything. Now that he thought about it, he was still a little scared. She didn't know what she was thinking at that time, but her brain was filled with blood, and she stood in front of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister was also very grateful. He turned around and hugged Lu Shuang. He said in the language of country, "Thank you." Xinyan's face instantly turned pale. However, she couldn't lose her temper. Lu Shuang smiled and said, "You're welcome. It's what I should do." He looked at the Prime Minister with approval and appreciation in his eyes. Frowning slightly, he stood in front of the Prime Minister and ordered Lu Shuang seriously, "You go back with Colonel Cheng first. I approve your request just now." What did she ask for? Tomorrow he invited the Prime Minister to his house for a meal. Could she not show up? "I don't have to attend such banquets in the future." That was great. Lu Shuang beamed and nodded. "Mr. President is wise." "Good night, Mr. President." "Best wishes to Mr. President." Xinyan saw that she was smiling so sweetly. If he hadn't stopped her just now, she would still be smiling now. He would teach him a lesson when he returned. Colonel Cheng stepped forward and led Lu Shuang away. The Prime Minister looked at Lu Shuang's back and praised, "Women are not inferior to men. A delicate girl like you has the spirit of sacrificing herself for others. Your country is indeed admirable. I will definitely convince our president to cooperate with us this time. Then I'll have to trouble you. I'll get someone to send you back." Xinyan smiled politely and signaled to the leader of the guards with her eyes. The leader of the guards understood and nodded. They had to strengthen the security today. Nangongyu's face was as dark as it could get. She didn't expect that Lu Shuang would make such a great contribution as soon as he arrived. She looked at Hua Zixing. Hua Zixing was still smiling. She looked kind and didn't seem to mind. On the way, Xinyan and Hua Zixing parted ways. "Madam, I think you should teach Lu Shuang a lesson. If this goes on, her position will be higher than yours," Nangongyu said angrily. Hua Zixing looked ahead without batting an eyelid. "If you were the one protecting the Prime Minister today, I might have arranged for you to work for the President tomorrow. I suspect that it was Lu Shuang's man. Otherwise, how would she dare to do that?" Nangongyu said pitifully. "It can't be her man." Although he was stunned for a moment, his target was not the Prime Minister, but Lu Shuang's heart. If it wasn't for Xinyan, Lu Shuang would be dead by now. Hua Zixing saw it clearly. The assassin wanted to kill Lu Shuang. His target is Lu Shuang? Who is it? Nangongyu was surprised. "I don't know. His target was the Prime Minister at first, but after he saw Lu Shuang, he changed his target. Don't be jealous of her and hate her all the time. Pleasing Xinyan is the most important thing," Hua Zixing reminded her. Nangongyu felt even more wronged. She pouted higher than her nose. "I want to please her too, but the president won't give me a chance. The opportunity is right in front of you, but you don't know how to cherish it. Just wait and see. I will remind you when the time comes," Hua Zixing said helplessly. President's Palace. Lu Shuang had just finished showering and was lying on the bed when the door opened. She saw the travel-worn Xinyan and sat up. "You're back pretty fast." Xinyan saw that she was fine, so he knocked her head. "You're really brave. Do you want to die?" He knocked her head hard. Lu Shuang held his head. "Are you kidding me? You're trying to get back at me again. Didn't I pass? Besides, I did it all for you." Xinyan's eyes were filled with tenderness. Even his breathing became nervous. He said very seriously, "Can I assume that I'm in your heart?" Lu Shuang paused for a moment. She had saved the Prime Minister because she was out of her mind. She did not think too much about it. If she had a second to think, she would definitely not have stood in front of the Prime Minister rashly. However, it was definitely a good thing for Xinyan to let his guard down. It would be easy for her to take revenge and leave. She was not smart, but she was not stupid either. Lu Shuang nodded. Xinyan smiled. He did not hide the surprise and excitement in his eyes. He lowered his head and kissed her on the lips. Lu Shuang was worried endlessly. She was really tired today. She covered her lips and said, "I've already brushed my teeth. I'm going to sleep." He looked at her deeply. She was the only one in his dark eyes. He did not force her. "Wait for me." He went into the bathroom, brushed his teeth and showered. She did not want to wait. She switched off the lights and closed her eyes. However, she did not fall asleep immediately. She pretended to doze off. Shinian came out wearing only a towel. His hair had been washed and dried in the bathroom. He saw that Lu Shuang's eyes were closed, and she was not moving at all. How could he not know whether she was asleep or not? With such a gentle sleeping posture, he was 100% sure that she was not asleep. He did not expose her. He lifted the blanket and lay down beside her. He switched off the lights and only left the wall lamp on. He placed his hand on Lu Shuang's waist. "Shuang, if you're free tomorrow, go to the hospital to remove the ring." Lu Shuang was stunned. She was scared out of her wits. How could she still pretend to be asleep? She turned her head and looked at him. "Why?" Chapter 568. Lu Shuang felt the need to have a good talk with him. She turned around and faced Shinian. She said seriously, "It's not appropriate for us to have a child now. Firstly, I'm by your side. No matter what, I'm a celebrity. A celebrity by the president's side is not married but is pregnant. Anyone with a bad brain would be able to guess that it's yours. Secondly, it wasn't easy for me to lose weight and have my current figure. Once I get pregnant, I'll gain weight. Moreover, the focus will shift to the child. Thirdly, you'll definitely be distracted, right? You'll have another weakness for others, right?" Shinian looked at her with a burning gaze. "Firstly, we're preparing for pregnancy. We don't know when we'll be pregnant. Secondly, when your stomach gets bigger, I'll arrange another place for you to wait for delivery in peace. No one will find out, so there won't be any gossip that you're worried about. Thirdly, you used to be fat, but I didn't despise you. So, I won't despise you when you grow fat in the future. Fourthly, as for the child's education, I have a good confinement nanny and tutors to accompany our child. You don't have to worry about it. Fifth, as long as you're strong enough, there's nothing to be afraid of." Lu Shuang couldn't win against him in an argument, so he said shamelessly, "I don't want to." Shinian looked at her fixedly. Because of the dim light, she couldn't see what was in his eyes, but she could vaguely tell that it wasn't a good thing. She felt a chill down her spine and explained, "I haven't had enough of a two-person life. Many people around me are married, so I don't have as much time as a couple. I don't have the passion of a boyfriend or girlfriend. After I give birth to a child, it becomes even less. I'm almost 30, and I'm about to reach the age of a wolf. It's not good to be pregnant at that time. You've already given birth to a child for me. Have I not given you one?" Shinian didn't agree. Lu Shuang was embarrassed. "Aren't we not married yet?" "I'm not married now either." "Lu Shuang. That's why we can't have children." After she said that, she felt that her words were contradictory. She didn't want to argue with Shinian anymore. She turned her back to him. Shinian was silent, and so was Lu Shuang. After more than 10 minutes, Shinian asked, "Are you asleep?" Lu Shuang pursed his lips and said nothing. "You're not going to answer? Then I'll do it directly," Shinian warned. "I'm falling asleep," Lu Shuang said unwillingly. Shinian sneered and turned around, trapping her in his shadow. Before she could react, he lowered his head and kissed her lips. Lu Shuang pushed him away. He didn't want it. The weather now was very cold. Even though he had a heater, it was still cold. She had already showered and didn't want to shower after sex. Unfortunately, he didn't give her a chance to refuse. He held her hand that was pushing him, and pressed it on top of her head. In the past, there were many preludes. This time, perhaps because he was unhappy, he lifted her leg anxiously. Lu Shuang was angry, but he couldn't break free. He twisted his waist and seemed more cooperative. "Shinian, don't be like this. Aren't you like a wolf? Why do I feel that you don't want it at all? If you don't want it, just give me a child. If you're pregnant, I promise I won't touch you," Shinian said sarcastically, suppressing his anger. F***ck Lu Shuang was furious. He pushed Shinian onto the bed. "Am I your tool for giving birth?" He held her waist, his eyes filled with passion as he looked at her. "I have many tools, but I only want you, and only you. Don't you understand? Or do you really not understand why I'm doing this?" Lu Shuang's brain wasn't very sharp at night. She really couldn't understand why he was so tongue-tied. But suddenly, a thought flashed through her mind. If her middle school or primary school classmates knew that she was together with Shunyi Yen, and doing such things, what would they think? She remembered that Shunyi Yen was also the school hunk back then. F***ck, sleeping with a school hunk didn't seem to be a loss. She lowered her head and sucked Shunyi Yen's neck. It was easier to use her hands than her brain. Shunyi Yen didn't stop her. He held her waist and entered her again. Lu Shuang sat up and saw a red mark on his neck. He regretted it. It was too obvious and could be easily found. I'll use concealer tomorrow. He frowned and turned over again. Don't think about other things when you're doing it with me. Lu Shuang. The next day, when Lu Shuang woke up, Shunyi Yen was no longer there. She turned over and went back to sleep. Her eyes were closed, but her mind was very clear. She thought about what happened last night. So embarrassing, so embarrassing. The second time she and Shunyi Yen did it, it was a tug-of-war. She was angry and weak. After he purposely went easy on her, she was finally on top. The more she thought about it, the more annoyed she became. She shouted rhythmically, "Go!" If Shunyi Yen shouted, she would have no chance to make a comeback. So annoying. She felt that she had to train harder in the future. But it seemed that there was still a huge difference in strength. It was better to rest. She picked up the phone on the bedside table and looked at the time. It was already 10:15. She didn't want to get up and played games on her phone. The door was pushed open. Shunyi Yen came in well-dressed. She was in a good mood. She sat on the bed and said, "Lazy pig, the Prime Minister and his wife will be here soon. If you don't get up now, you won't be able to go out. Then I'm going to lie down for a day. Get someone to send food up secretly," Lu Shuang said. Shunyi Yen smiled. Her gaze was very gentle. Slowly, it was doting and she was in love with him. Lu Shuang was startled. Did she think that she couldn't get out of bed because of him? This thought made her feel very embarrassed. She lifted the blanket and got up. I feel like I'm still full of energy. I'll be lazy if I stay in bed. I'll go out for a walk. Shunyi Yen smiled even brighter. She turned around and hugged him. It's not too late to do it again. Shunyi Yen, don't you think you're in love? This way you won't be able to rest well, and it's not good for your body. It will also distract you, Lu Shuang said directly. I'm afraid that I won't be able to satisfy you. What if you run away? He said seriously. Lu Shuang felt a little guilty. It's already enough. He didn't focus on this problem anymore. Where are you going later? I'm just going to walk around the streets. I haven't gone shopping for a long time. Today is Saturday, so it should be lively. The assassin from yesterday hasn't been caught yet. It's easy to get ambushed if you go downtown. There are too many people, and it's not convenient for my people to protect you. Then do you have any good suggestions? Lu Shuang said helplessly. I'll be a little busy from noon until last night. Tomorrow morning the Prime Minister and his wife will return home, so I'll be free. Chapter 569. Shunyi Yen scratched her nose. You stay in the room today. I'll get someone to bring the computer over. You can play games in the room. I promise, it's the best configuration. Huh? Lu Shuang was disappointed. She rolled her eyes and fell onto the bed. Play games? Heh, Shunyi Yen chuckled. I'll be visiting France soon. I'll bring you there. Lu Shuang looked at the ceiling with her eyes drooping. She placed her right foot on her left knee and swung it. She would endure for a while. She would be free after she got her revenge. Got it, Lu Shuang said lazily. Shunyi Yen sat by her bed and looked at her. I just bought the copyright of a game. I tried it and it's quite interesting. I haven't released it yet. Do you want to give it a try? What genre is it? Lu Shuang was curious. It's based on a popular novel. There are police, doctors, lawyers, soldiers, architects, boxing champions, celebrities, students, and so on. There are 20 different professions. Each profession has its own skills. There are 10 zones in total. These zones are based on levels. For example, level 1 to 10 is in the first zone. Level 11 to 20 is in the second zone. There are individual competitions and team competitions. Take the first zone for example. If it's an individual competition, it'll be a small map. 80 people will be randomly selected. You can form an alliance and fight until there are only 3 people left. The winner will get 1,000 gold coins to buy equipment. If it's a team competition, it'll be a large map. 5 teams will be randomly selected. You can form an alliance, but it'll end when there's only 1 team left. Each team will be made up of 5 people. On average, each person will get 1,000 gold coins to buy equipment, Shenian explained. Are there any monsters in there? Lu Shuang asked. Yes. Those monsters have equipment or pieces of equipment. They can level up, but it's very slow. Killing heroes is the fastest way to level up. Can those equipment be bought with money? Of course. Otherwise, how can we make money in this game? From the 5th zone onwards, we can participate in a free-for-all battle. It's a huge map. The top 3 winners will get a cash prize, Shenian said patiently. Is there a bug? Lu Shuang's eyes lit up. The purpose of testing is to find bugs, fix them, and improve them. You aren't even listed yet. What do you want me to play? Lu Shuang was disinterested. Today the people from my gaming company won't be at work. They'll be accompanying you to play games. Your current account is your lifetime account. There are 100,000 gold coins in it. You can buy whatever you want. Lu Shuang was a little interested. How much is 100,000 gold coins? 1,000. 1 yuan is 100 gold coins. Lu Shuang made an okay gesture. Then I'll try my best. Once you've chosen your class, you can't change it unless you change your account. Choose carefully, Shenian reminded him. Ah. Then I want to try all the classes. It's boring if I only choose one. This is a social platform. You can have babies. The babies can try all the classes within level 3. When they reach level 4, they have a fixed class. Babies. Does the baby belong to the guy or the girl? Lu Shuang scratched his head. It depends on the players themselves. Some are lucky enough to have twins. Then what if they get divorced? What should I do? If I bring a baby to level, people will find out that I'm divorced. Lu Shuang thought about it and found it interesting. Shenian was speechless. I didn't think of that. Do you have any good suggestions? Shenian asked. If you sell it, your game will definitely be banned. That's because it's a bad idea. If the system takes it back, it'll be awkward. It's not a good idea. Or, you can host it. When the kids grow up, they'll definitely want to be independent. You'll have to pay for hosting it. You can let the kids level up by themselves. The money can be given to their parents or they can use it to buy equipment. In the game, if the kids level up with their parents, the system will give them some gold coins based on their performance. What do you think? Lu Shuang asked. Shenian was happy. She pressed the back of Lu Shuang's head and kissed his forehead. They've been playing this game for a month. What you suggested is the most important bug. Really? What's the reward? Lu Shuang asked sneakily. Shenian smiled. What reward do you want? Lu Shuang thought about it seriously. What she wanted the most was revenge. Shenian had already promised to take revenge for her. If he let her go after she said she wanted revenge, he would probably be even more vigilant. Can I keep it? I'll ask you next time. I won't wait for you next time. I might not be in the mood now, Shenian said with certainty. He had already guessed what she was thinking. Then next time, I want to be on top. Lu Shuang blurted out. This was a matter of dignity and sovereignty. Shenian smiled. Her eyes were filled with affection. Okay, if you don't need my help. Who needs your help? Lu Shuang's face turned weird as she rolled her eyes. Shenian was in a good mood. She made a call. After a while, Colonel Cheng came with a laptop and reminded her. Mr. President, the Prime Minister will be here in 5 minutes. Okay. Go and check if there's anything missing, Shenian ordered. Colonel Cheng glanced at Shenian. The only thing missing was the President himself. However, he did not dare to say anything else. He pushed the laptop out of the room. Shenian, which one is it? Lu Shuang turned on the laptop and found that there were many games in it. Well, you need to register an account first. You can use WeChat or QQ. You can also use your mobile phone. Shenian turned on the laptop for Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang went in and Shenian helped him choose a pretty girl. You have a wardrobe at home. You can buy clothes from the store. What profession do you want? Do you have any good suggestions? Lu Shuang was confused. He looked at the 20 or so professions. Shenian smiled. Beast tamer. It's a long-range hero. You can summon animals to fight for you. The animals appear for 1 minute. Their combat power is not bad, but your health is low. You need to find a hero to protect you. The cost of taming animals is not low. It's a waste of money. Shenian, I don't want to be on top anymore. Can you top up 10,000 yuan for me? Lu Shuang asked sincerely. No, you can play by yourself first. Also, you can only get married when you reach level 11. So you have to practice slowly. Shenian stood up and looked at her watch. Time flew when he was with her. In the blink of an eye, 4 minutes had passed. Hello everyone, I am Qin Tang Tang. You can follow me on WeChat. The diamond was quite big, and it should be worth a lot. She put it back in the box and threw it on the bed. She ate first. The food was pretty good today, so it didn't take long for her to finish eating. She continued playing her game. His phone beeped. She saw that it was from Shenian and opened it. What are you doing? Shenian asked. I just ate and am playing games. Lu Shuang sent a text message. His eyes were fixed on the computer again. She realized that this game was comprehensive. There were many interesting details such as makeup, hairstyle, cooking, eating in restaurants, and so on. However, all of these cost money. There was also a dazzling array of clothes from different dynasties. Of course, there were also online battlesuits. What is the gift from the Prime Minister? Shenian continued to ask. Lu Shuang was trying on a hairstyle, so he did not respond to the text message. Shenian looked at her phone and looked at it again. She was a little absent-minded. She sent another text message. I can't tell you? Lu Shuang bought a few hairstyles that he thought were good. He looked at his phone and sent a message. Necklace, diamond necklace. There are a few big ones. If you do well, I will give them to you. Seeing that she replied, Shenian was in a good mood. She smiled. What is considered good? You mean in bed? You think you have always been good. Lu Shuang replied with one word. Huh? Shenian's face darkened again. What did he mean by huh? Was it not good? Was it disdain? Lu Shuang could really make him unhappy. He took a deep breath, adjusted his mood, and looked at the show on the lake in front of him. It seemed that he satisfied her too easily. Did she think that he was not good? He made a call. Lu Shuang was choosing clothes. It was even more difficult to choose clothes. She had to try on all the clothes that she thought were good. She saw Shenian's caller ID and felt a little impatient. What is it? Don't you need to accompany the Prime Minister? One moment you are texting, the next moment you are calling. Do you find it annoying? Shenian's voice was gloomy. I am playing a game. Lu Shuang explained. Shenian's mood gradually calmed down. When he was playing games when he was young, he did not like to be disturbed. He also liked games, so he invested in this type of company, and the returns were not bad. Is it fun? It's fun. Shenian twitched the corner of his mouth and said in a low voice, I will accompany you next time. Okay, then I am hanging up. I have to do some research. Lu Shuang said and hung up without waiting for Shenian to say anything. Shenian. He put away his phone helplessly and looked at the show on the lake. Nangongyu kept looking at Shenian, and the more she looked, the more bitter she felt. Shenian went to M country for the first time. At that time he was not the president yet, and she fell in love with him at first sight. She was willing to follow Hua Zixing to a country, because Hua Zixing had promised her that she would let her and Shenian be together. She thought that since Hua Zixing could not live a married life with Shenian and would not have children, she was willing to be the second wife, because her identity and status were indeed not good enough. She kept waiting and waiting, and the more she stayed by Shenian's side, the more attracted she was to him. She liked his face, his figure, and his erratic personality. When he was serious, he was better looking than all the men in the world, and when he was evil he could disturb people's minds. She really could not accept that the love that belonged to her had been snatched away by someone who came out of nowhere and was nothing. Nangongyu looked at Hua Zixing. Hua Zixing looked at the lake in the distance calmly, the corners of her lips curling up as usual, as if she did not care about Lu Shuang at all. Nangongyu also felt hatred for Hua Zixing. Of course, Hua Zixing did not care. She was a useless person anyway, and only cared about power. She did not care which woman Shen Yan had sex with, because she could not enjoy it in the first place. She had to think of a way to chase Lu Shuang away. Hello everyone, I am Qin Tangtang. You can follow me on WeChat. Chapter 571. A malicious look flashed across her eyes. She took out her cell phone and sent a message to Lu Shuang. The president has fallen into the lake. Come here quickly. Lu Shuang had just bought a few sets of clothes when she realized that she had almost used up all her money. Alas, all the beautiful clothes were so expensive. She had spent 30,000 yuan on a shawl dress, which was equivalent to 300 yuan in a country's currency. She used the rest of the money to buy some chicken for her little tiger. She heard the message ring and glanced at the screen. It was a stranger's caller ID. Only a few people knew her cell phone number. Judging from the tone, it should be someone from the president's mansion. Otherwise, how could he know that Shen Yan had fallen into the lake? However, there were so many guards around Shen Yan. It was not her turn to save her. If she went there, Shen Yan would have been saved long ago. She was not happy to show up. If she was seen by the Prime Minister, she might have to accompany him again. She ignored it and walked around the restaurant. Suddenly, an idea flashed across her mind. The person who sent the message clearly knew that Shen Yan had so many guards around her. Even if she fell into the lake, it would not be her turn to save her. Why did he send the message to her? Could it be a trap? Lu Shuang's eyes were cunning. He sent the message. Okay, I'll be there soon. After sending the message, she continued to play her game. When Nangongyu saw Lu Shuang's message, a smile appeared on her face. Shen Yan said that Lu Shuang was not here because of a mission. If Lu Shuang came at this time, it would be a slap to Shen Yan's face. Shen Yan would be humiliated and would definitely hate Lu Shuang. She waited and waited. After waiting for 10 minutes, Lu Shuang still did not appear. They were almost finished. She frowned and sent a message. Why are you not here yet? Lu Shuang looked at the stranger's message and replied. I'm here. Where are you? Why can't I see anyone? Has Shen Yan been rescued? Nangongyu looked around to make sure that Lu Shuang was not in sight. We are by the lake about 200 meters in front of the villa. Where are you? Lu Shuang sneaked out and looked out of the window. The performance was still going on, and Shen Yan was also standing by the lake. Damn, someone really wanted to frame her. She sneaked back to her room and sent a message. I saw you guys. Isn't Shen Yan standing there? I didn't fall into the water. Nangongyu looked around again. There was still no sign of Lu Shuang. She looked at the villa and realized that Lu Shuang was looking through the window. Wasn't this woman too stupid? The president asked me to tell you this. She sent it to Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang looked at the message on his phone and called Shen Yan. Shen Yan saw that it was her caller ID. She walked to the side and answered. What's wrong? Someone sent me a message saying that you jumped into the lake and asked me to go. I didn't go. I just looked out of the window and realized that you didn't fall into the water. She said that you asked her to say that. Did you say that? Lu Shuang asked. Shen Yan frowned. No, call her now. Oh, then I'll hang up. Lu Shuang called the stranger. Nangongyu heard her phone vibrating. She took it out and saw that it was Lu Shuang calling her. She immediately hung up. She had a bad feeling and switched off her phone. Shen Yan scanned the crowd and her eyes stopped on Nangongyu's face. Her eyes were sharp. The phone rang. It was Lu Shuang's call and he answered. She didn't answer. When I called again, her phone was switched off. Lu Shuang said. I already know who it is. I'll teach her a lesson later. You did well to call me instead of being tricked. Shen Yan praised him. Being praised by him, Lu Shuang had a strange feeling in her heart. She felt guilty. She was just lazy and didn't want to go out. Shen Yan hung up and whispered something to Colonel Chung. Colonel Chung nodded. He understood. He walked to the stage and said a few words to the MC. Next is the last performance. We need the 2 female leads to cooperate with us, the MC said. There was silence below the stage. One of the actors invited the Prime Minister's wife, while the other invited Nan Gongyu. Nan Gongyu was stunned. She thought that this was a good opportunity to show off. She was going to perform with the Prime Minister's wife. Did that mean that her status was the same as the Prime Minister's wife? Anyway, it was a performance for foreign VIPs. There wouldn't be any danger. She walked to the stage. The actor led her to the wooden plank in the middle of the lake and held her hand. The plank gradually rose. She was scared and hugged the actor's body tightly. The actor picked her up and spun her. She tiptoed and the actor stopped. She realized that she didn't fall, which was a little embarrassing. The Prime Minister's wife had already stepped on the plank and started to dance with the actor. She was graceful and elegant like a fairy. She relaxed and danced with the actor. Her dance was very sexy and her eyes were locked on Shen Yan. She saw Shen Yan looking at her too. Her heart was beating fast. That man was so handsome that it took one's breath away. He was like a work of art loved by God. The music reached the middle part. The actor sent the Prime Minister's wife to the Prime Minister through the water column and continued to dance on the high ground. That's great. That's great. The Prime Minister's wife covered her chest and said excitedly. She smiled and looked at Nan Gongyu, who was still performing. I'm honored that you like it. I think I'll have a good appetite if I eat now. I hope you like the food cooked by my wife. This way please, Shen Yan said. She made a gesture and led the others away. Nan Gongyu saw that they had all left and was a little anxious. She asked the actor behind her, "When are we finishing? I have to take care of the president's wife." "After they enter the villa," the actor said. "Okay." As soon as Nan Gongyu finished speaking, she was pushed by the actor behind her. She fell from the high water column and fell into the lake. Because she wasn't prepared, she choked a few mouthfuls of water and swam to the edge of the lake. She was so cold that she was shivering. She glared at the actor on the stage. The actor on the stage was already packing up. She was furious. She climbed up and rushed to the actor. She said angrily, "What are you doing?" "I'm sorry. We're just following orders," the actor said carefully. He didn't want to offend Nan Gongyu. "Whose orders?" Nan Gongyu was furious. "My orders," Colonel Chung said calmly. Nan Gongyu glared at Colonel Chung. "Why did you do that? How did I offend you? I heard that you grew up by the sea and are good at swimming. This is an Easter egg of the show to show our respect for the Prime Minister and his wife. Next, we have an important task for you," Colonel Chung said seriously. It was as if what he had just done wasn't a prank. Chapter 572. The President and the Prime Minister have already gone to dinner. We still need a mermaid to perform, Colonel Chung said. "What mermaid? Didn't you find an actress in advance? Why me?" Nan Gongyu refused anxiously. "Not everyone can enter the President Palace. Not everyone is qualified to perform during dinner. If you don't want to, then forget it. I'll report to the President." Colonel Chung was a little impatient. "Did the President ask you to call me?" Nan Gongyu was suspicious. "To be sure, the President asked you to do it. He said that you are good-looking and have a good figure. It won't be disgusting if you perform during dinner. After all, you're already familiar with each other. If you don't want to, then forget it. After all, the President said that he would respect your wishes. If you don't want to, then forget it," Colonel Chung said and turned around. "Since it's a task, then I'll accept it. Is the dress nice?" Nan Gongyu asked worriedly. "It's a performance for the Prime Minister. What do you think?" Colonel Chung said. "Okay." Nan Gongyu agreed. "But we need to rehearse first. Come with me." Colonel Chung walked in front of her. Nan Gongyu followed him. The wind blew and she felt colder. The coldness almost penetrated her bones. She thought for a moment and threw her phone into the lake when there was no one around. Plop. Colonel Chung looked at her. She pretended to be innocent and asked, "What's wrong?" "Nothing. Colonel Cheng took her to the storeroom. Why did you bring me here? Nan Gongyu's voice was hoarse. Colonel Cheng pointed at the soldiers. Nan Gongyu saw the soldiers move a wardrobe and a pool of 1 meter by 2 meters. The pool is so small. Nan Gongyu frowned. How big do you want the pool in the living room? Colonel Cheng asked. Then how can I swim in it? Nan Gongyu was dissatisfied. If you can't do it, then forget it. I'll report to the president and see if we should cancel this program or find someone else to do it, Colonel Cheng said reluctantly. If she couldn't do this well, Shen Yan would definitely look down on her. I see. What's the temperature of the water? You can set it to 28 degrees. I understand. Nan Gongyu took off her outer clothes and entered the water. She held her breath and swam for a while. The pool was too small for her to stretch. She looked at Colonel Cheng. Colonel Cheng left the room, leaving her alone in the grocery room. She poked her head out of the water. Her lips were purple from the cold. She climbed out of the pool and picked up the clothes on the ground. She decided to go back and change her clothes. She was afraid that Shen Yan would see her in such a sorry state. If she didn't go now, she would freeze to death. She wanted to ask someone to send her some clothes, but when she fell into the water, other than the hidden phone that couldn't be used, her own phone couldn't be used either. He could only open the door. There was no one around the storeroom either. A gust of wind blew over, making it even colder. If this went on, she was worried that she would freeze to death. She should go back and get some clothes first. She walked to the villa and deliberately chose the back door. Before she entered, she saw Colonel Cheng coming out from the back door. Colonel Cheng was holding a gift bag in his hand. I saw that your clothes were wet, so I brought you some clothes and the costumes for the performance. They are all in the bag, Colonel Cheng said. Thank you. I'll go to training after I change my clothes. I'm freezing to death. Nan Gongyu directly opened the back door and went in. Shen Yan looked at the back door out of the corner of his eye and curled up the corner of his mouth. He remembered that he had said before that if Nan Gongyu continued to provoke Lu Shuang, he would definitely make her cry. She was really tired of living. The dishes are really good. Many of them are my and my wife's favorites. Thank you for your hospitality. The Prime Minister communicated with Shen Yan in the language of F. It's our pleasure to have friends from afar. You will go back tomorrow morning, right? In the afternoon, I will show you one of the quintessence of a country, Shen Yan said with a smile. My wife likes to listen to the kunku opera of your country. She said that there is a special feeling in her heart. I accompanied her to listen to it a few times, and it is really good. Yes, there are several kinds of operas arranged in the afternoon, and they are all quite unique, Shen Yan said elegantly. He thought of Lu Shuang's complaining face. If he asked her to accompany him, he would probably yawn again. Sigh. What should he do with her when she married him in the future? In the afternoon, Lu Shuang was thirsty. She guessed that Shen Yan and the others had already gone out, so she swaggered out. When she walked up the stairs, she saw a beautiful girl and a strange woman in her 40s standing in the living room. She immediately squatted down. Who were these two people? She had never seen them before. They didn't seem to be the nanny of the family. She squatted down, sneaked downstairs, and ran into the kitchen. She took a bowl of water and drank it. Then she asked one of the chefs, "Outside there are two women. Who are they?" "Oh, one is Madame's younger sister, and the other is Madame's younger sister's attendant. They just came when the president and Madame went out," the chef explained. Lu Shuang nodded. So it was Hua Zixing's younger sister. In that case, she had better sneak upstairs to avoid any awkwardness. She took a bowl of water and sneaked upstairs, as though she was not discovered. She hurried into her room, closed the door, and continued playing her game. Time ticked by, and the sky gradually darkened. She switched on the lights and had some fun. She played more than 20 matches and won more than 10 of them. Gloriously, she leveled up to level 3. She finished the water again. She took the bowl and opened the door secretly. When she saw Shen Yan coming in, she smiled in surprise. "You're back. That's great." He did not ignore the joy in her eyes, and his mood improved as well. "I'm coming over to change and check on you." "Don't change first. I'm thirsty. Help me, moi." She stuffed the bowl into Shen Yan's hands and closed the door. Shen Yan. He could only head down and place the bowl in the kitchen before instructing the butler. Bring a water dispenser to my room and prepare 2 new cups. Keep them warm. Yes. The butler got to work after receiving the order. Shen Yan returned to his room, quickly changed his clothes, and entered Lu Shuang's room from his room. She moved the study table to the side of the bed and sat cross-legged on it, playing happily. She did not even realize that he had come in. He did not call out to her, but stood beside her and watched her play. She hid in the bushes and let the tiger out to roam around. Boss, are you referring to me? Shen Yan asked, his gaze ambiguous. His sudden voice had Lu Shuang jumping in fright. He patted his chest and rolled his eyes at Shen Yan. Chapter 573. Why didn't you tell me you were coming in? Are you the boss? You are the president. She emphasized the words the president. Then who is the boss in your name? Are you referring to the boss behind this company? Shen Yan asked. A name is a name. It doesn't mean anything. Then change it to the boss is above, and you are below, Shen Yan ordered. That's not cool at all, okay? Lu Shuang refused and looked at the computer screen. Damn, my tiger time is up and I haven't done anything yet. It's all your fault. You're so annoying. Shen Yan was speechless. Other people wanted him to be annoying, but she was the only one who would say that he was annoying. The water dispenser is in my room. If you want to drink, go get it yourself. I'll send 2 cups to you later. You can choose one first. Also, I'll ask someone to send 2 gaming chairs for you to play games tomorrow. It's not good for your neck. Shen Yan reminded him. Oh. Lu Shuang gave a perfunctory reply and didn't even look at her. Shen Yan was jealous. She stood there and didn't leave. If she knew this would happen, she wouldn't have let her play this game and ignored him. Lu Shuang summoned the little tiger to patrol again. She saw 2 people walking over and immediately sent a private message to one of her friends. Little Bai, hurry and teleport to me. I saw 2 enemies. Bai. Are you hiding? Lu Shuang. Of course. Bai. I'm coming. Lu Shuang put on his earphones and pressed the button. He said to the Special Forces soldier. Did you call Lao Si over? Bai. Lao Si is fighting the boss. He'll be here in 1 minute. What's the situation? Lu Shuang. One is a model, and the other is a police officer. One is level 5, and the other is level 9. Bai. You are awesome. We might not be able to defeat them. You are only level 3. Lu Shuang asked. Aren't you level 10? My little tiger will fight first. It has thick skin so it should be able to hold on for a while. I can still heal my tiger. You go in stealth mode and kill the model. Then we'll run. When OL4 arrives, we'll kill the level 9 police officer. That's right. Yes. Bai said, their team is also very strong. If I'm charmed by the model, I'll pause for 3 seconds. The policeman will shoot me once and handcuff me. The model's long legs will be kicked by me and the policeman will intimidate me. The model will try to seduce me again. And the policeman will shoot me again. I'm done for. Lu Shuang said. That's why you have to kill the model in 1 second. No matter if the model dies or not, you have to be invisible. If I were invisible, you'd be dead. Lu Shuang said, I'll run. Hurry up. If they find us, we'll really be dead. Bai replied. Got it. Your little tiger can go first. Lu Shuang fed the little tiger food. The little tiger quickly rushed to the model and gave him a slap. The model used charm on the little tiger. The police also found out that the 3 of them were together, and they knew that they would be courting death if they went over, so they ran away. Lu Shuang let out a sigh of relief, and he pressed control. OL4, you almost killed me. OL4 said, forgive me. I came here after killing a boss. I'll give you some mana and health potions later. Shen Yan's face darkened when she saw that Lu Shuang was still ignoring her after winning a game. She glanced at the time on her watch, and it was time to go downstairs. What did you buy with your money? Where's your equipment? Lu Shuang glanced at Shen Yan. I bought some powerful equipment. Really? If I didn't warn you, you would have been dead. I played more than 20 games today, and I've won more than 10. It's very powerful, Lu Shuang bragged. Really? Shen Yan didn't believe him at all. Other than him, there were a few other people in their company who played well, but they only won about 20 out of 40 games. How could she be that good? He clicked on her record, and it was true that she had won 12 out of 24 games. What kind of top-tier equipment did you buy? Shen Yan was surprised. Was there a bug in the game? I'll tell you after this game. Lu Shuang was proud of himself, and his eyes curved like a thief. But he liked her slyness. Suddenly, he pressed the back of her neck and his lips covered hers. Chapter 574. Shen Yan didn't want to leave. He wanted to stay here and play games with her. He kissed her and didn't want to let go. Lu Shuang pushed him hard and frowned. He couldn't push him away, so he pinched his waist. Shen Yan was ticklish, so he let go of him. I'm still playing games. I'm going to lose if you do this. Lu Shuang complained. If you lose, you lose. It's not like you haven't lost before. I'm going out for dinner, and I won't be home early. Don't wait for me. If you're tired, go to sleep first. Be good at home. Shen Yan said reluctantly. Ever since she came back, he wanted to stick to her. He was not a clingy person. Don't worry, I know. Bro, you can move aside and give me back my mouse. Lu Shuang pushed Shen Yan. Shen Yan's eyes turned cold. Believe it or not, I'll take you with me to the reception. The Prime Minister really wants to see you. Lu Shuang's eyelids drooped. Helpless, she said coquettishly, Shen Yan, I'm their boss's woman. If I lose, wouldn't you lose face as the big boss? Just go in peace and let me play games in peace, okay? So, the boss in your name really refers to me? You promised me. Have you forgotten that you promised me to be on top? I'm happy now, so I changed my name to show off. Lu Shuang explained. Shen Yan touched her nose lovingly. I know. I'll let you be happy this time. Change your name tomorrow. Okay. Got it, Lu Shuang said obediently. She watched as Shen Yan finally headed for the door and pressed the control key. She pressed the control button and said to her companions, the three of us should stay together. The map will shrink soon. Let's stick to the previous strategy. You guys follow behind and I'll scout ahead. Lao Si said, Pretty lady, we've played together for the whole afternoon. Can we have dinner together? Lu Shuang said, Where do you live? Is that convenient? Lao Si, just say the word. I'll treat you to a meal even if it's inconvenient. Lu Shuang said, sure. I'm in City A and Country A. Lao Si. Then I'll treat you next time you come to the headquarters in Country X. Shen Yan went out and called Anafu. Go and find out who in the company is called Old 4 in the beta. You can ban his account. No reason, no excuse. No matter what he says, just ignore him. Oh, okay. While you're at it, ban an account called by as well. There's no reason or excuse. No matter what he says, just ignore him. After Shen Yan finished speaking, she hung up the phone and felt much better. Asterisk as night fell, Nan Gongyu was still practicing. Colonel Chung came over, and she leaned against the glass pool. Colonel Chung, are you done? I'm freezing to death. Yes. Colonel Chung nodded and put the ginger water on the table. After drinking it, we'll go to the performance venue. Okay. Nan Gongyu trembled as she got out of the water. She quickly put on her clothes and drank the ginger water. Only then did she feel warm. Colonel Chung turned around and walked in front. Nan Gongyu followed behind him and got into his car. There was a traffic jam on the road. Nan Gongyu looked out of the window anxiously. Why aren't we there yet? You should ask someone to clear the road first. Colonel Cheng's phone rang. He picked it up. Mr. President, there's a traffic jam on the road. I don't know when you'll be here. I'll try my best. Got it. Okay, sorry. Nan Gongyu saw Colonel Cheng hang up and asked, What's wrong? What did the president say? He asked us to hurry up. The meal is about to start. It's not appropriate for you to go in now, Colonel Cheng said in a deep voice. Then hurry up. I don't know when I'll be here. You should have asked me to go out earlier. It's all your fault, Nan Gongyu complained. She felt wronged. She had practiced for the whole afternoon. Colonel Chung made a call. Director Wang, please clear the road. I'm in a hurry. It's between Bo Ai Road and Jasmine Road, and between Jasmine Road and Tianan Road. What? It'll take half an hour to get here? No need. I'll be here in half an hour. Nan Gongyu stomped her feet anxiously and hit Colonel Cheng's chair. Colonel Cheng looked at Nan Gongyu through the rearview mirror. So if you offended someone, don't offend the president. The president's ability to play with people was unparalleled. He shuddered and suddenly felt a little admiration for Lu Shuang. It seemed that only Lu Shuang could make the president suffer. When Nan Gongyu arrived at the restaurant, it was already 45 minutes later. She changed her clothes and hurriedly went into the water. She pushed the sink into the private room. Hua Zixing was surprised to see Nan Gongyu in the pool. Oh my God! The Prime Minister's wife was surprised. She covered her mouth. Isn't that the president's wife's assistant? Hua Zixing smiled and said gently, You are the most distinguished guests of our country. We wanted to show our friendship and sincerity. Very good. We felt it. It's really good, the Prime Minister's wife said to Hua Zixing. Shen Yan raised her glass. I hope you had a good time today. Yes, very good. My only regret is that I didn't get to see Miss Lu, the Prime Minister said as he clinked glasses with Shen Yan. By the way, does Miss Lu have a boyfriend? We know a nice guy. Maybe we can introduce them to each other. The Prime Minister's wife suggested marriage. They could immediately tell what it was. Hua Zixing smiled and said, She has a boyfriend who grew up with her. They're getting married soon. Oh, that's a pity. The Prime Minister's wife said sadly. I wonder who he is. My sister doesn't have a boyfriend either. Maybe we can introduce them to each other, Hua Zixing said. He's Mai's younger brother. He's 28 this year. He's used to fooling around and needs a wife to take care of him. My sister's age is quite suitable for him. I'll be 26 in 2 years, Hua Zixing said enthusiastically. The Prime Minister's position in F country was not much lower than the president's. He was also a strong contender for the next president. This relationship could lead to a marriage. How old is Miss Lu? Mai asked meaningfully. She should be 30 after Chinese New Year, Hua Zixing said with a smile. We want to find an older girl. We can't take care of someone too young. Because of me, I think older girls are more attractive. They'll be more practical for my brother. The Prime Minister's words were tactfully rejecting Hua Zixing's idea of a marriage. Chapter 575. You like kunku opera, right? I have a surprise for you. Shen Yan changed the topic and clapped her hands. Music started playing on the stage and a kunku opera actor appeared. Nan Gongyu was in the pool. She couldn't come out and she couldn't complain. It was very awkward. Most importantly, Shen Yan had been eating for 3 hours and her whole body was numb from the cold. When Shen Yan went to the washroom, Hua Zixing followed. Yan, did Xiao Yu do something wrong? Shen Yan smiled. She probably hid some things from you. For example, when we were watching the show by the lake, she told Lu Shuang that I fell into the lake and lied to Lu Shuang to come out. If Lu Shuang came out, what do you think the Prime Minister and his wife would think of us? All our efforts would have been in vain. What? That's impossible. How could she do that? Hua Zixing was shocked. This is just a small punishment. If there's a next time and she can't stay by my side, you should know how to deal with it. Shen Yan reminded her. Are you sure she did it? Hua Zixing still couldn't believe it. She had already warned Nan Gongyu. I'm sure. I saw it with my own eyes. All right, I'll arrange for someone to send her away. Shen Yan didn't want to waste her time on an insignificant person. She came out and gave some instructions to Colonel Chung before returning to her seat. Colonel Chung asked someone to carry Nan Gongyu down. Nan Gongyu was so cold that she almost fainted. She kept shivering as she came out of the changing room. Colonel Chung handed the gift bag to Nan Gongyu. This is a gift from the president. Thank you for your hard work tonight. He said that you don't need to take care of him anymore. Go back and rest early. Okay. Nan Gongyu opened the gift bag, and there was a crystal swan inside. This was the first time she had received a gift from Shen Yan. Her heart was filled with sweetness. No matter how hard it was worth it. It was already 11 o'clock when Shen Yiyan returned to the President Palace. He went straight to his room. No, to be exact, he went straight to Lu Shuang's room. She was still playing games. The windows were open and it was very cold. She wrapped herself in a down jacket and tied her hair into a messy braid. Shen Yiyan was speechless. Why did he fall in love with such a slovenly, careless, and sloppy woman? Why did you leave the window open? You might as well freeze to death. Shen Yiyan said helplessly and closed the window. *T. I was wondering why it was so cold. Turns out I forgot to close the window. Lu Shuang glanced at the window and returned his gaze to the computer. You're still playing? It's very late now. Shen Yiyan frowned. Soon. I've finished the last round. I'm almost at level 6 now. Awesome, right? Lu Shuang boasted. Shen Yiyan nodded her head. She was indeed awesome. She had reached level 6 in just over 10 hours. Her speed was very fast. What bug did you find? Not yet, Lu Shuang said lazily. Shen Yiyan untied her tie and threw it on the chair. She unbuttoned the top 3 buttons of her shirt and regained her sly aura. She sat beside Lu Shuang and looked at the screen. She had teamed up with another 2 level 10 people. One of them was a level 10 police officer. He looked very familiar. Is this the police officer who almost killed you? Lu Shuang smiled. There are no eternal friends or enemies in this world. It wasn't easy for me to dress up as that model. All right. Shen Yiyan's face darkened. Her other teammate was also a level 10 Special Forces soldier. He roughly knew why she could win so many rounds. You've been playing individual matches all this while? Shen Yiyan asked. Yeah. Let me tell you, there will only be 3 people left in each individual match. I just need to team up with someone strong. Basically, my chances of winning are higher, Lu Shuang explained. Shen Yiyan sneered. So it's this bug. Ah. Lu Shuang had a bad feeling. He looked at Shen Yiyan and made a call. It's me. It's about the new game. When the individual matches are randomly selected, the level difference between the players can't be more than 2 levels. Otherwise, it's unfair to the low-level players. Yes, it's best if the players are of the same level, Shen Yiyan ordered. Lu Shuang ignored Shen Yiyan and continued playing his game. Also, what is the ultimate equipment you mentioned? Shen Yiyan asked Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang ignored him and didn't say a word. He killed the little monster to vent his anger. The more he thought about it, the angrier he got. Even if he knew, he wouldn't tell him anything. Shen Yiyan looked at Lu Shuang coldly. Do you think I won't ban your account? Lu Shuang was angry. He pushed the mouse away. I don't want to play anymore. You ban it. It's boring. She fell on the bed with her back facing Shen Yiyan. She covered her head with the blanket and said in a muffled voice, I'll start playing other people's games tomorrow. At least I won't be banned. Shen Yiyan looked at her helplessly and pulled the blanket up. She only pulled it a little bit before she pulled it back. He frowned. It's not that I don't want you to play. You should at least tell me. Tell you so that you can cancel it? Lu Shuang felt that it was unfair. If you tell me, I'll get someone to top up $1,000 for you tomorrow. You can do it. There's no place to top up even if you have the money. Shen Yiyan compromised. Lu Shuang popped his head out. I want $2,000. I'll use up the $1,000 in a while. Fine, $2,000. Shen Yiyan was helpless. Lu Shuang smiled and kicked the blanket away. Deal. She moved her butt to the computer and showed her equipment to Shen Yiyan. Shen Yiyan glanced at it. There was nothing special. He had seen it before. Could it be that there was a bug when she put it together? Let me tell you. My ultimate equipment is these beautiful clothes and hairstyles. When I dress up nicely, people won't want to kill me. I can easily form a team with powerful people. It doesn't matter if I'm not powerful, as long as my teammates are powerful, Lu Shuang explained. Shen Yiyan. He frowned. She was flirting when he was serving them. He was reminded of her dark past. She confessed to him and other men at the same time. When she grew up, she became even worse, seducing men to confess to her every few days. In those 3 years, he didn't know how many peach blossoms he had killed. Train with me in the future. Don't worry, I'm the best player here, Xinyan said coldly. What level are you? Lu Shuang asked. I think I'm level 68. Why? Take your time. I'm only 2 levels away from you. I haven't reached level 6 yet. Lu Shuang rolled his eyes and continued playing. I can ask them to give me a level 8 account. Where's the fun? The fun is gone. This game is mainly for the fun of leveling up. Lu Shuang slowly focused on the computer. Chapter 576. Xinyan, what are you doing? I'm still playing. There are only 10 people left. It's a crucial moment. Lu Shuang complained and pushed her. I'll help you. Go take a shower, Xinyan said in a commanding tone. I don't want to. I'll do it myself. Then I'll go take a shower. You can take a shower after I'm done, Xinyan said meaningfully. Go take a shower. She only wanted him to leave her alone. Xinyan got up from the bed and went to the washroom. Lu Shuang hurried to play the game. Xinyan took a shower and dried her hair. When she came out, Lu Shuang was still playing. It's your turn. Wait. There are only 6 people left. Our opponents are also in a team of 3. They are stronger than us. We can't beat them. If we lose, all my time will be wasted. Lu Shuang was anxious. Go take a shower. I'll help you win. Xinyan sat down beside him. Lu Shuang knew that Xinyan was more skilled than him, so he immediately let her win. Xinyan skillfully operated the game. She used her skills, moved, hid, and summoned. Lu Shuang didn't go to take a shower. He sat beside her and stared at the computer. Let's retreat first, Xinyan said to her companions. She dodged and ran to the shop. He saw that Lu Shuang had 15,300 yuan. He bought a one-time Thunderbolt Strike, 2 health potions and 1 mana potion. Damn. That Thunderbolt Strike costs 5,000 yuan. It's not worth it. I only get 1,000 yuan for 1 win. This is the biggest bug in the game, okay? Lu Shuang complained. Otherwise, how can this game make money? Some people don't care about money. They only care about winning, Xinyan explained. Killing intent flashed in her eyes. She looked quite handsome when she was cold. Lu Shuang twitched the corner of his mouth. She was talking about him. You have to compensate me for this 5,000 yuan. I worked hard to earn it, Lu Shuang muttered. Got it. After Xinyan recovered, he sent a message to his companions. Get ready. I bought a Thunderbolt Strike, which can reduce the opponent's learning points by 1,000. Let's change the opponent's special forces first. His stealth and Thunderbolt Strike are impossible to defend against. He's so handsome. He must be rich, Lu Shuang's companion said. Xinyan ignored them. Anyway, they wouldn't be able to hang out with Lu Shuang from tomorrow on. Lu Shuang watched as he annihilated the opponent's special forces. Wow wow wow, I leveled up. I'm level 6 now. Wahahaha wahahaha. Lu Shuang shouted happily. After Xinyan defeated the enemy's SWAT soldier, Lu Shuang's hero became the target of public criticism. Everyone was targeting him. His hero's HP was low, so he quickly typed, "Comrades, cover me. I'm counting on you guys." He ran quickly. His teammates stopped the other 2. He kept running and released the little tiger. The little tiger turned around to help. My hero is a little weak. He has too little HP. Lu Shuang felt that she was going to win, so he relaxed. Xinyan controlled the little tiger. She looked at the computer. You can take a shower now. Okay. Lu Shuang replied. But he didn't leave. His eyes were fixed on the computer. Xinyan turned around and looked at her. She raised her voice and said, "Shower." Got it. Lu Shuang took his clothes and went to the washroom. He came out within 15 minutes. His hair was washed, but he didn't dry it. Xinyan looked at him and frowned. Why don't you dry your hair? You'll have headaches when you get old. I can dry it myself. Lu Shuang said nonchalantly. He sat in front of the computer. Turn off the computer. Xinyan ignored him. She got off the bed and took the hairdryer from the washroom. She plugged it in and saw that Lu Shuang had turned on the computer. She said unhappily, "You're not going to sleep? What time is it?" You have to adjust the rules of the game. If you don't play now, you won't be able to meet such a good teammate tomorrow. Lu Shuang said seriously. Xin Yan snatched the mouse from her hand and turned off the computer. Lu Shuang glared at Xin Yan and turned on the computer again. He said helplessly, "It's very late. I'll tell them that they won't adjust the rules of the game tomorrow. You can be late for one more day. Is that okay?" Lu Shuang smiled. "Then you have to promise me that you won't ban me forever." "No, I won't ban you forever," he promised and blew her hair. Lu Shuang grinned. That would be the best. She was a little tired from playing today. She lay on Shen Yan's lap and let him blow her hair. Her pajamas assaulted her. Shen Yan blew her hair so comfortably that she wanted to sleep. She closed her eyes and really fell asleep after a while. He looked at her sleeping helplessly. He carried her to the bed and covered her with the blanket. He did not leave her room and propped his head up to look at her. She did not sleep well. She turned over and pressed the side of her face against the pillow, squeezing out the flesh. Her legs came out from under the blanket and clamped the blanket. Shen Yan smiled dotingly and was ready to sleep. She lifted the blanket and saw the gift bag from the Prime Minister. She was really a casual person. She took the gift out and saw that it was indeed a blue fairy. Mai had bought it at an auction in Denmark a long time ago. Such an expensive necklace was actually on her. She did not give it to Hua Zixing, but gave it to Lu Shuang. He thought about how Mai wanted her to marry his brother and felt a little annoyed. He threw the gift box on the table. She was attracting bees and butterflies all day long. He should make her fattened up so that no one else would covet her except him. He hugged her in his arms and went to sleep. Lu Shuang woke up especially early that day. Thinking that he only had one day to train properly, he did not even want to sleep. He got out of bed and went to the bathroom to brush his teeth. Shen Yan also opened his eyes. He had to send the Prime Minister and his wife off in the morning, and could not sleep too much. He got out of bed and went to the bathroom. Lu Shuang was already coming out. He hugged her waist and kissed her on the forehead. "I have to send the Prime Minister and his wife off in the morning. Come with me." "Ah, no way. I woke up so early to play games, not to accompany you to send the Prime Minister off." All the cells in Lu Shuang's body were saying no. Shen Yan saw that her eyebrows were knitted together and was in a good mood. "You don't want to go? Then what do you mean?" Lu Shuang tiptoed and kissed him on the cheek. "That's it." Shen Yan was obviously not satisfied. "You haven't brushed your teeth," Lu Shuang said with disdain. "Got it," Shen Yan said and let go of Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang hurried out and turned on the computer. He logged into the game page and went to pick out clothes, put on makeup, ate breakfast, and went shopping. When Shen Yan came out, she was shopping. He had no choice but to hug her shoulders and kiss her lips. The sweet smell of toothpaste rushed into her nose. She didn't forget what Shen Yan wanted. She didn't want to be restrained and send him off. She responded to him, and her red tongue entered his mouth, stirring his breath. He went deeper, and his hand reached under her loose clothes. Chapter 577. She quickly moved away and changed the topic. "I'm hungry." Shen Yan's eyes shimmered as he said dotingly, "I know, I didn't feed you properly yesterday." Lu Shuang was speechless. After all, she was already at the stage of maturing. She immediately understood what he was referring to. "I'm really hungry. I'll only have the energy to work when I'm full, right?" Lu Shuang smiled slyly. He thought that if she stalled for some time, he would have to leave because he had to send the Prime Minister and his wife off. Shen Yan smiled. "All right, let's have breakfast first. Do you want to eat downstairs or in the room?" "Oh yeah, Hua Zixing's sister came yesterday. Did you see her?" "I saw her and hid. She didn't see me." Lu Shuang grinned. "I'll eat in the room. I don't have much in common with them. Be prepared. Hua Rui will be staying here for a few days," Shen Yan reminded him. "A few days? Then wouldn't she know that you and Hua Zixing are sleeping in separate rooms?" Lu Shuang had a bad feeling about this. "Her family knows about Hua Zixing's situation. They also know that we have an agreement to get married," Shen Yan explained. "But she doesn't know about our situation. You have to control yourself in the future." I'm your assistant. Do you understand? You'll die sooner if you show off your love. Lu Shuang reminded him. Shen Yiyan smiled. I've told Hua Zixing about our relationship. We're business partners. Even if I didn't say it, she would have told her sister. Then tell Hua Zixing not to tell her sister. I'll be embarrassed. Lu Shuang became awkward. Got it. Wait for me in the room. Shen Yiyan agreed and went out. He walked to Hua Zixing's door and knocked. Hua Zixing was already up. She had put on exquisite makeup and smiled when she saw Shen Yiyan. Where's your sister? Shen Yiyan asked. She won't wake up before 10 o'clock. She's still a child, Hua Zixing said gently. Shen Yiyan entered her room. Hua Rui still doesn't know about my relationship with Lu Shuang, right? I didn't say that there's no need for trouble. She came here for a blind date with Xing Buhua, but Xing Buhua rejected her. She's not happy about it. After a month she should be relieved and go back to country M. Hua Zixing said gloomily. I didn't expect Xing Buhua to reject her. Now, with the influence of the Hua family in the M nation, it would be of great help to him if he got married. Moreover, you are the president's wife. Shen Yiyan was also suspicious. Could it be that he has someone he likes, or has a better target, or maybe he wants to try it out on his own? Hua Zixing guessed. I'm not sure. He appeared out of nowhere. Not only does he have no weaknesses, but there are also too many uncertain factors. Moreover, he entered the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which is directly under my management. The people in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs used to be my confidants. My subordinates reported that he is unfathomable and very decisive. I have a feeling that he will become my #1 enemy. I have to be careful, Shen Yiyan said solemnly. I'll send a few people from Phantom out to see his reaction? Hua Zixing asked. Give it a try. Don't show any flaws, Shen Yiyan reminded. I know. Also, don't tell anyone about my relationship with Lu Shuang. Hua Zixing paused. Although the Nangong family is not as powerful as the Hua family in Country M, they are still a respectable family in Country M. In some ways, the Hua family needs their support. Everyone's interests were tied together. This time, it was her fault. But she got what she deserved. Now she has a fever, and is lying in bed in a daze. I don't want it to happen again. If you want to prevent it from happening again, I'll arrange a blind date when she recovers and betroth her to a good man, Shen Yiyan said solemnly. Hua Zixing wanted to say something but stopped. She couldn't possibly say that the agreement between her and Nangong Yu was for her to become his concubine. There's no rush. We'll talk about it after she recovers. I'll ask for her opinion, and let you know when the time comes. Shen Yiyan went to the kitchen and asked someone to send breakfast to his room. He went upstairs to check on Lu Shuang. She was already sitting in front of the computer playing games. Shen Yiyan frowned. How old are you? Why are you still like a girl addicted to the internet? I'll play today if I have time. Aren't you going to have a military parade tomorrow? I won't be free anyway, Lu Shuang said as she stared at the computer. Shen Yiyan sat next to her and looked at her deeply. Shuang, have you ever thought about marrying me? Lu Shuang felt that the topic was a little heavy. She had never thought about marrying him. Even during those 2 years, she knew very well that it was impossible for them to be together. I've dreamt about it, Lu Shuang said. She had really dreamt about marrying him, and had woken up in shock. The corner of Shen Yiyan's mouth twitched. He was satisfied with this answer. He rubbed Lu Shuang's head and said meaningfully, All right, go ahead and play. Make the most of your time. Lu Shuang didn't like it when he rubbed her head. She felt that he was like an elder. She was older than him. Well, she was just a few months older than him. She turned around and rubbed Shen Yiyan's head. After messing up his hair, she smiled in satisfaction. Shen Yiyan looked at the smile on her face. In the past, he hated it when people messed up his hair. Other than the hairdresser, no one else was allowed to touch it. However, even if she messed up his hair, he didn't care at all. His heart was filled with ripples. He lowered his head and covered her lips with his. Lu Shuang protested. This guy was doing it again. He was so annoying. What she didn't know was that the more she protested, the more he wanted it. He kissed her deeper and deeper. His hands went under her clothes, lifted her clothes, and moved his kiss downwards. Lu Shuang could speak now. She resisted and said, "I'm playing games. I'll die soon if you do this." He kissed her lips again deeply and said, "Do you want me to change the adjustment time to Tuesday?" "Yes." Lu Shuang immediately became soft. She wrapped her legs around his strong waist and said, "Give me another 300,000 yuan. Money can't last long. It'll be gone after buying a few things." "Got it," he said dotingly and lowered his head to kiss her. The door was pushed open. Nan Gongyu was standing at the door with a plate in her hand. Lu Shuang was shocked. When he realized that someone had come in, he immediately let go of Shen Yan and crawled into the quilt. Chapter 578. Nan Gongyu looked at Shen Yan feeling wronged. It was one thing to know that he was with Lu Shuang, but it was another thing to see them kissing. In her mind, Shen Yan was holy, noble, and pure. He would never have sex with a woman casually. He looked evil, but he was very clean. That was why he was deeply in her heart. But just now, if she hadn't come in, they might have had a fight. Whenever she thought of Shen Yan and Lu Shuang having sex, she would be extremely jealous. It was as if a fire was about to ignite her. She felt so uncomfortable that she was about to explode. "Didn't you order someone to send breakfast up?" Nan Gongyu said in a strange tone. Her tone was very bad. "Knock on the door? Get out. You're not the one to do this." Shen Yan ordered coldly. Nan Gongyu turned around. The more she thought about it, the angrier she became. She spat into every bowl and put the plates on the table. Lu Shuang popped his head out of the quilt and looked at the door suspiciously. He asked, "Does that woman like you?" "So I can't keep her here. I'll arrange a blind date in a few days and marry her off," Shen Yan said in a low voice. "You're quite nice to her. She can marry whoever she likes?" Lu Shuang's eyes were sparkling. "Then if you hate me in the future, will you arrange a blind date for me too?" Shen Yan knocked her head hard and said through gritted teeth, "You'd better not make me hate you. If I hate you, I promise that you will never find a man again, let alone a real gun." "Then you're so evil. You don't want me anymore, but you won't let me find someone else. What the hell is that? Besides, what is a real gun?" Lu Shuang was annoyed. He dragged her in front of him and tore off his pants, telling her what was real. It was already half an hour later when they finished. Lu Shuang was angry. Wasn't this guy going to see the Prime Minister couple off? He was way too patient. In the end he made her want it, but he just wouldn't give it to her. She was furious. How could there be such a hateful person? The thought that he was disgusted with her and wanted to cut her off from other men made him even more vicious. When he was young, he would look at it. When he was old, he was right. "Did you feel good just now?" Shen Yan asked after she came out of the shower. Lu Shuang rolled his eyes at him. "Do you think it's possible for you to say this to a person who is about to starve to death?" Shen Yan, "Got it. I'll go get some food for you now." Shen Yan walked out and saw the tray on the table. She picked it up and sent it to the kitchen. She ordered the chef, "Throw this away. Also, when I ask you to deliver food in the future, remember, don't let it go through anyone, not even the madam. Understand?" The chefs looked at each other and nodded respectfully. "Understood." Lu Shuang ate the breakfast that the chef sent over. It was a Hong Kong breakfast with delicious steamed seafood dumplings and rice noodle rolls. It was delicious with Chinese soy milk. She continued to play the game and tried her best to level up. After 3 hours, she had reached level 8. Shen Yan was quite reliable. She received a notification from the system that the 300000 had been transferred to her account. After finishing the game, she went to the mall to buy an awesome Beast Tamer transformation suit. It was very expensive, costing her 120,000 gold coins. However, after wearing the suit, her Beast Tamer combat value increased by 100, and her HP increased by 500. She only had 500 HP before. Her MP increased by 100, and her stamina recovery speed increased by 2. She went to buy a healing ring, a pair of gale boots to increase her escape speed, and a divine shield to reduce the damage taken by 20%. However, it was also very expensive. This shield cost her 50,000 gold coins. She bought 2 invincibility, 1 heal and 10 chicken nuggets. She only had 120 gold coins left. After buying it, she went to the toilet. When she sat down, she felt that there was something under her, but she adjusted her position and found that there was still something. She stood up and looked at the blanket. She wondered if Shen Yan had put something there, but it didn't seem right. She had been sitting there when she was playing the game. There was nothing there. She pulled the blanket away and screamed. She instinctively took 5 or 6 steps back. 2 grayish-brown snakes were entangled together with triangular heads. Although she couldn't tell what kind of snakes they were, she had some common sense. Triangular heads meant that they were poisonous snakes. There were 2 poisonous snakes in her room. She was scared to death. Once she was bitten by this thing, she would be as good as dead. She rushed out of the room and grabbed the butler's hand. She said incoherently, "My room, there are 2 poisonous snakes in my room, on my bed. There might be more. It's so scary." "How is that possible?" The butler was shocked. He called for the 2 guards and went upstairs together. Nan Gongyu screamed and ran out of the room. "Snakes! Snakes! There are snakes in my room. It's so scary." The butler's face darkened. He rushed to the president's room with his men. Nan Gongyu's face was gloomy. She rushed to Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang looked at Nan Gongyu and ran away. "There are snakes in your pocket. Don't come over." Nan Gongyu screamed and ran to Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang ran even faster. Fortunately, she had been training her body before, and her sports fitness training had improved. Soon, Nan Gongyu was far behind. A few cars drove over. The car in the middle stopped abruptly. Shen Yan got out of the car and caught up with Lu Shuang. He caught up to Lu Shuang, who was running wildly, and held her hand. He asked worriedly, "What's wrong?" "Shen Yan, there are poisonous snakes in your room. There are so many of them. They are on my bed. It's disgusting. I want to leave. I don't want to stay here," Lu Shuang said with fear. She was not afraid of anything, but she was very disgusted when she climbed on those twisting snakes. Thinking of the 2 snakes on the bed, she had goosebumps all over her body. She even sat on the snake's body. Her whole body was uncomfortable, and her whole body trembled. She found it very cold. "How is that possible? You said there are snakes in the president's room? There are people in the president's room to deal with them. There can't be snakes. They are poisonous snakes. They have triangular heads and brown bodies." Lu Shuang shrank his neck and made a triangle above his head with his hands. Shen Yan gritted her teeth. Her eyes were fierce. She was covered in a cold and murderous aura. She ordered coldly, "Find out who it is. Throw them into the snake pit, and let them suffer the consequences." Yes. Colonel Chung could tell that the president was angry. He immediately got into the car and brought his men to the villa. Hua Zixing got out of the car worriedly. She had a bad feeling. She looked at Nan Gongyu in the distance. You're tuning in to the Echoes of the Heart YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.